When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. What up, Lloyd? What up, Lloyd? You can call me him. I'm Shay Dixon in the whip with them RPMs. Gotta pull up to the chat and shit out to them. Not trying to ball like Big Folk, then get out the gym. Monday through Friday. When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back and turn Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go. It's Tingle and Co. It's Tingle and Co. Compete with the show. It's a new era. Let's get it, let's go.
All right, good morning and welcome in here on this, what's today? Thursday morning, as it has been
Game day.
Quite the week. We appreciate all of you getting in here, starting your morning with us as we are live from our Southern Regional Medical Center studios. Shout out to the team here at SRMC as they house Tingle and Co. Brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel brings you our show every single day. FanDuel Sportsbook. Download the app. Go to the website. I'm going to open it up right now. The beautiful blue app. Log in. And we're going to check in on last night's parlay. Yesterday's parlay.
Beautiful blue app.
There you
It's
go.
the bluest app.
And we went 2 for 5 yesterday. The Dodgers, first 5 innings, minus half a run cover. Lloyd, great job.
Great job, Lloyd.
The Rangers money line. They take care of
me
business.
and-
That
and
is
Chuckles.
Chucky Sunshine. As they win 6-5, they walk it off
He's
in the
picked like
ninth.
3 walk-offs.
It's unbelievable.
How did Donovan Mitchell not get 25? He played 42 fucking minutes.
Donovan
started slow
Mitchell.
again.
Donovan Mitchell scores 21. The Royals lose by a run to the White Sox, and ultimately the Pistons end up losing in OT to the Cavs. So we were not able to get the parlay to cash yesterday, but I'm sure they'll stop by today, and we'll be able to lock in today's Tingle & Co. SRMC MFT&C parlay like we do every single day. Go download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Lloyd, Wyatt, Christian, fellas, how are we doing?
Prayers up for Cordell.
Amen.
Amen.
And watching the show from a hospital bed this morning, Cordell.
I assume that means he's sick.
It's I
surgery.
assume something.
Right, because it's not,
You don't usually
don't want to.
hang out in a hospital bed. So, Cordell, whatever is
It's not
going
a hotel.
on, Do what?
It's not a hotel.
No. Whatever is going on, Cordell, we pray for you with prayers up, and we appreciate you still hopping in the chat, even though you're in the hospital. We appreciate you. But good morning to all of you, Wyatt, Christian. Of course, Wyatt still got the gown on. Graduation week, almost there. About to walk across that stage and then walk right out of the PMAC.
I can't
right
fucking
after.
wait to leave.
How are y'all doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing well. Disappointed I can't go to the game tonight as I'll be headed home for the second week in a row.
Yep.
Maybe I'll be back Saturday. I don't know, but don't count on me having a ticket or even getting me a ticket.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get to hang out with Max.
Yeah.
For the first time.
My younger brother, Max, will be taking Christian's ticket tonight for the baseball game.
Sucks.
So
Feels
it's
bad.
all right. Go see your family. Go tell everybody hello.
I know I don't have a choice. So
Yep.
I'm not that mad
It's
about
all
it.
right.
But
It's
I'm
all
gonna
right.
I'm gonna sleep on your couch.
You can sleep on your bed.
I'll sleep in your bed.
Oh, update. Wyatt's going to be moving in with me.
No,
at the
don't
end of the summer.
fucking. You're an idiot.
Hey,
Fucking moron.
Maybe
We
if
don't
something
know
changes.
that.
Hey.
We
You
don't
got to
know
break
that.
the news before it officially
Yeah, if
happens.
something something
Okay.
That's what
changes,
this
Tyler
show
Daigle.
does. We have insider information about the show.
yeah, about apartment
Great.
406.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
guys.
why it's an upgrade from the bed that you have currently. Or
You do
had.
realize if you can't
Yeah, you're not wrong.
if you can't move in at the end of the summer, you're not allowed to stay on the couch.
Oh,
An ultimatum.
Well, fuck.
It's a personal
Wow.
vendetta.
What an asshole.
Wow.
I mean, where else are you gonna live?
I'm gonna fucking force wash your hair, you little bitch.
No, you can't wash my hair.
Shampoo
no one can
all
wash
over
my
your hair.
That would be fun if they got into a little bit of a little prank
He just
war.
put shampoo in his
Oh
hair.
yeah, I mean, they could go back. They know enough about each other.
That is true.
Like
that is
siblings.
true.
Look,
I don't
this,
think
this
he
is
could
the future
aggravate
of
me.
Tingle and Co. right here.
I don't think he
Cal.
could aggravate me as much as I could aggravate him.
I don't know.
I think I'm more nonchalant than he
I would
is,
agree
though.
with that.
No.
He is easier to trigger
no,
than
he's
Wyatt.
Yeah.
no, he is very easy.
You can
to
trigger
get.
me, but I will pester you like a 5-year-old.
You can't.
I already have. I'm doing it right now.
You're not. I'm fine.
But we appreciate everybody getting in here, starting their morning with us.
They'll make it like a month.
We we appreciate John Eads. Me and Lloyd stopped by WAFB yesterday, stopped by their podcast studio, sat down, did game time with John Eads. John was nice enough to ask us to come on as a guest for his podcast as the tables turned a little bit, and we got to answer questions instead of ask questions, which is always nice. So we appreciate John. I'm sure that'll come out.
easier.
It's so much easier when the prompts are just thrown to you and you just,
Yes.
well, I'll run with that. I'm sure it'll be out on the WAFB YouTube channel in the coming days. He said once he wraps up the editing process. Lloyd only cursed once. Very good job to Lloyd. 2 claps. Ready. Because it was part of the conversation beforehand, like, are you gonna have to work more? And when John told you that, you're like, okay, I got you.
I got you.
He was like, I'm gonna have to go in and edit it. And Lloyd's like, okay, I'll take care of it. And he did a great job. It was a fun time. It was nice to be the guest and be asked questions and talk a little baseball, a little men's basketball, and then some Tingle and Co. history with John Eads. So whenever that comes out, make sure you go check it out and you don't miss out listening to Lloyd, myself, and John Eads on Game Time with John Eads. But I don't know if anyone's forgotten, but LSU has a baseball game this evening. I know we talked a little bit about it before, but it's just after last weekend and talk about earlier in the week and then all that's transpired during the week with LSU football and Lane Kiffin and the interviews and the articles and all the things. It could be easy to forget, well, there is still baseball in front of you and there's still baseball to be played. And yesterday, Jay met with the media and he also announced the pitching rotation for this weekend. And that's what I want to start with. I'm going to read it aloud and then I want to get everyone's thoughts. As Florida, of course, names their 3 starters, their weekend rotation, King, Peterson, Sandifer. And LSU's rotation for the weekend is game 1 tonight is TBA, Marcos Paz tomorrow, and Zach Cowan on Saturday. So backwards, because usually it's been Sunday that's been TBA. Now it is game 1 that is TBA with Paz and Cowan, game 2 and game 3. No Schmidt listed. He did say Casey Evans will pitch this weekend. He obviously is not listed.
Schmidt.
Do what?
No Schmidt.
No Schmidt. What were y'all's reactions to the list of starters, the weekend rotation for this weekend, TBA, Paz, Cowan, with tonight's game being the one with no starter listed?
Immediate reaction is I think a lot of people will go, fold it up. That's what they're doing. Like, keep Schmidt healthy, maybe get him
Right.
ready for whatever, the Cape, whatever he's going to do. I think this is definitely a play for look, you got one more thing you can do to make postseason baseball, and that's win the SEC tournament. So you don't want to make Schmidt go at an uncomfortable rate of a little bit of a weird schedule, have to throw on Thursday, turn around, throw on Tuesday. If Florida mattered, and for all intents and purposes of helping you make the postseason, he would pitch today.
Right.
And you'd turn around and throw again on Tuesday or Wednesday. But where you are right now,
it doesn't matter.
So get him as rested as you can to go out and shove on Tuesday and see what happens after that.
Yeah,
you're going to need all of your pitching.
100%.
Yeah.
Because, like, I agree with you on the first reaction is it looks like they're kind of just, wiping their hands and folding it up. And it's kind of more so the opposite. Like, they're trying to put themselves in the best position for what actually matters. And ultimately, I mean, every game matters. But for their postseason lives, we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Like, Florida really doesn't matter in the big scheme of things this series this weekend, just from a, wins and losses standpoint to get into the postseason. Because you kind of just have to make a run in Hoover regardless.
Mm-hmm. I think, like Lloyd said, everyone kind of looks at it and it's like they're folded up. It's really the opposite. It's like it's the quintessential Jay Johnson being down, 7 runs in the 8th inning, and he's doing an offensive timeout with 2 outs. Whenever he's gonna do the best thing possible for the team, no matter what. But I will say, Lloyd mentioned, not putting Schmidt in difficult positions, pitching Thursday, having to come back on Tuesday. If they do continue to win games in the SEC tournament and get to Friday, Saturday, I think Schmidt pitches twice. I don't know what day that is. I don't know whatever. Maybe it's, coming out of the bullpen on 3 days rest on a Friday. Maybe it's starting the Sunday championship game on, 4 or 5 days rest. But I think you do see Schmidt twice in the SEC tournament, and maybe even Case and Evans too, or a couple of other guys, because it's going to be all hands on deck if you want to get all the way to Sunday and actually make a run at the postseason.
Because, I mean, ultimately, and we talked about it kind of a couple weeks ago, but definitely now, I mean, your only route, your only map to the postseason is Hoover. You have to make a real run, and you kind of have to win it. You know what I mean? That's the position you've put yourself in where if you want to get in, you got to get that automatic bid. That's what gets you in. The resume, it would be interesting to see the conversation if, say, LSU makes a run in Hoover, regardless of what happens this weekend against Florida, and then loses a close one in the championship game, and that's the last thing they saw. And it's are you really going to keep LSU out when they just made that run? They played so well, and they battled with whoever named the team in the championship game. Are you really going to leave them out? It would be an interesting conversation, but ultimately the position you're in, the position you've put yourself in is you got to get that automatic bid. You got to win the whole thing. And John Eads asked Lloyd and I about it yesterday. And, the funny thing is we talked about it, and it's essentially one of our favorite things about the LSU fan base, about the LSU baseball fan base, and just about LSU baseball in general, is even though this team really hasn't shown you anything to tell you, hey, we can make a run in Hoover and win this, because I was looking at some of the numbers. I think it was Boot Crew put out. They were comparing offensive statistics for LSU and Florida and then pitching statistics for LSU and Florida. LSU dominated Florida in the offensive numbers, runs per, all of those. LSU was, besides I think it was record, was the only thing that Florida had better than LSU. When you slid over and it was the pitching statistics, Florida dominates LSU. And ultimately, if you're going to make a run, you have to be able to pitch it. You have to have pitching depth. And as of right now, LSU hasn't shown you they have that whatsoever. But there still is, just like Lloyd said yesterday, he's I'm not going to be the one that says LSU can't, that it's dead. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be the one that writes the obituary right now, because we've seen how many times where LSU baseball, regardless of who the coach is, just those 2 colors and 3 letters on a baseball diamond, whether it's Hoover, whether it's wherever, find a way to make a run. Crazier things have happened, but at the same time, they have shown nothing to really give you the belief of, oh, they can actually do this. Unless you just go full positive, right? You just keep looking on, they've scored runs here, they've been able to pitch it here. They just never been able to put it together. Do they do that now? I've got no idea. But we'll see this weekend, because ultimately it's a weekend that doesn't matter in the whole standpoint of things. It doesn't matter what you do against Florida unless you're like Fonz, and I agree with Fonz. Fonz just wants them to beat Florida. Like from his fan base, like from a fan perspective, just don't lose to the Gators. And I'm with that. Like I'm not of the mindset of because these 3 games this weekend don't matter from a postseason standpoint, mail it in and lose them. Like I said, we're going to be there tonight. I don't want to go sit and watch a team lose. I don't want to go watch LSU lose.
Well, you want to build some momentum going into Hoover regardless of result, I guess, because that's not you don't want to play losing baseball and then be like, all right, let's turn it on Tuesday.
Right.
You have to still play competitive ball because this season, for what it is at this point, but that doesn't mean these games don't matter in terms of putting together a game plan that you can take into Hoover. That's like, all right, this is our kind of how we want to play moving forward. If you have to instill that belief of, hey, let's get this train back on the tracks a little bit and you don't want to get swept for would it be a 5th SEC?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just something that you just don't want on the resume ever.
No, I completely agree. And
Because the narrative is it's the worst LSU baseball team of all time.
right, and when I think and I look at this weekend, if you're looking at it through the lens of 2027, excuse me, these are really competitive practices and very good experience for what you're building. Right, we talked about it with John yesterday. We've talked about it for the last couple of weeks of there's meaningless losses and there's meaningful losses. And I'm not saying these 3 games are going to be losses. They just have to be meaningful games. And by that standard, I mean, even though you lost to Mississippi State, all 3 of those games to me were meaningful for LSU because of what it could mean for the development of those players, the experience they got in an environment they'll probably never play in again. Like we were there. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the experience that they were able to get from those 3 games is massive. And you look at this weekend, and you want LSU to play 3 meaningful games. Even though these games have nothing to do with the postseason, you want them to play meaningful baseball where they can add and drop in the bucket and get better and gain experience for what's next. Right? Like what we've already seen, Marcos Paz starting on tomorrow in Game 2. That's a meaningful game because that's a guy that is a true freshman getting his 3rd SEC start. So it'll be interesting to see, and we'll do it tonight. We'll be in Alec Box. We'll watch LSU versus Florida this evening as the Tigers face the Gators. And the most interesting part of this aspect of the season where it kind of feels like the page is being turned is, and Lloyd, I want to ask you about it, when you're building towards 2027, this will be the earliest start potentially that Jay has on the offseason. He's already had Coach Simpson go out and recruit during games, and I believe that'll continue to happen as they're going to get in front of these recruits. They're going to try to get them to camp. They're going to do everything they can to put the best team together. When you think about the potential of Jay Johnson and this staff being able to get the earliest start time on the offseason, on the portal, on the recruiting trail than they ever have before, what goes through your mind from a 2027 perspective?
It also kind of plays into, in my mind, like this is a continual tryout for 2027 if you're on the team right now.
Yeah. Like
you want to be able to build a resume yourself that says, like, you don't have to look at a position if you're a Ruckert, if you're a William Patrick, I think Braun has solidified himself as somebody that's going to play. Cater and Beatty solidified himself as somebody that's going to play. Omar Cerna. But there are spots out there where if you think that you can make yourself a absolute right into the lineup kind of guy, you have to continue to play well. And not only play well, but continue to be like almost a professional.
Yeah.
And how do you handle this? And if it's somebody that how I think the majority of the young guys have played as this is an opportunity for me to continue to be on LSU's baseball team and continue to be a starter. That's how you look at it first. It's like I'm trying to make sure that I become undeniable, that I'm going to be in the lineup next year. That said, they are going to fill as many positions of need, or whether it be depth or somebody that can compete for a spot, that they can. And so it becomes, whether it be portal or hitting the recruiting trail, that's what they're going to do.
Right.
Because if it goes not very deep into Hoover, I've got a feeling Jay Johnson will be watching a lot of college baseball and waiting and watching to see how other people perform, what they've done throughout the year, that type of deal, to who can come play for LSU and who, because ultimately if you get that offer, and it's obvious that if you go to, he's been in the weeds a little bit of finding guys at smaller schools that's worked.
Yeah.
Like very rarely do you get the SEC to SEC transfer. You've seen it a couple of times that have been hit or miss,
Yeah.
but it's been the
Utah Valley States.
Exactly, Daniel Dickinson's,
right.
the Anthony Ionson's that you found at smaller schools that I think he could. He's an SEC guy, but he's in a different conference.
Yeah.
But there's also a world in which you go. You've seen him do it both ways, like a Tommy White, where you're at North Carolina State, where.
And he was a star, right? He was a household name.
Yeah, it's like, wow. Then that's when Jay Johnson's tampering. He's cheating.
Right.
And it's, no, I think LSU kind of does sell itself. And look what it did for Tommy White. Look what it did for Anthony Ianson. Look what it did for Daniel Dickinson.
Yeah.
There is a definite route if you're at not a big-time baseball program and you have the opportunity to play for LSU, it can change your life.
And when he identified those guys, whether it was the Tommy Whites and the Paul Skeens or the Daniel Dickinsons and the Anthony Ionsons, what happened to the season prior?
Got out early.
Like that to me, like it gives you you get a head start. You get more time to work and to dive into interview, do whatever the process is. You have more time to do it rather than people committing while whether you're in Omaha or while you're making your run in the supers or whatever. Like it doesn't set you back, but it is you get a head start if you get out early.
It's the old Nick Saban where like he didn't celebrate the national championship, but like Lane Kiffin talked about it. It's like, Coach, we just won the national championship. He's like,
right back to work.
That doesn't mean that. All that means is that we're behind, and it's like, oh, this is miserable,
right?
But that also is the mindset you have to have if you want to be great.
That is true.
That just means we have to work harder now because like this was fun. This is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Now I have to get going on the next year because there's no breaks.
Because we got to do it again.
Yep.
And we'll continue the LSU baseball conversation at 9 a.m. this morning with Jason Armstrong, who covers the Tigers for Inside LSU Baseball. Shot me over a text that he was checking in, making sure we were good for 9. Then he said, got some more intel that makes me want to run through a wall.
Love that.
So it'll be interesting to see what we hear at 9 a.m. this morning from our guy Jason Armstrong. He does a great job covering the Tigers. We'll get back to the college baseball conversation then. What you got?
I have a question for the room. Do you think there's a chance that Jay maybe doesn't want to say it, but he does believe that there's a way they can get into the tournament without winning in Hoover, right? I know I've been the one who's been talking about that on the show.
Yeah.
But he's decided to save Schmidt for Hoover simply because the path to the tournament might actually be easier by just winning the SEC tournament rather than having to sweep Florida using Schmidt and then also still have – because you have to make a run in the SEC tournament regardless. You know what I mean? So if you're going to make a run in the SEC, just go fucking win it.
Right.
And save Schmidt for Tuesday. Make sure you get past that first game. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I mean, I think if you put yourself in the position like – think back to like the Mississippi State series where in game 1 you throw 7 guys, right? Mm-hmm. And then they have to pitch a second time on Sunday in game 3 to try to win that. Like that puts a lot of guys at a disadvantage for the tournament that you have 3 days later,
right?
You know, and so I do think there is some credence to, okay, when you're looking at which routes are there to get there, which one is the most attainable. And one, it's a surefire thing if you win the SEC tournament, you get in. So that's part of it, right? Because you look at it and you're like, that's a guarantee, you know. But on top of that, it also is from a strategy standpoint. If you were to, it would be very difficult for where LSU is with the arms and the pitching and the lack of depth that you've seen for them to be able to do what's necessary from a pitching standpoint to win 3 games this weekend and then turn around and win 5 more. When the pitching you have to use to win those 3 games are the only guys that you're going to use to win those 5 games, right? Like you don't have the depth or the arms that you trust to do it. So I do think your point does stand. I also do think, like to my point earlier, say they win 2 out of 3 this weekend or they sweep Florida this weekend with the way they're pitching it, and then they're able to win 4 games in Hoover and they lose in a championship game, or they battle out, they go to extras in the semifinals like they did against South Carolina in 2024. Like, to me, that would be an interesting conversation to see from the standpoint of, well, the last thing you saw from LSU was them win 2 out of 3 and maybe like a good fashion against Florida at home, and then go to Hoover and win 4 games and look really good, or win 3 games and battle it out.
Well, not only win 3 or 4 games, but beat like an A&M.
Right. And so all of the, like, then the conversation will be, are you really going to leave LSU out? Like, from a resume standpoint, you probably should, but like we've always said, there are a lot more things that come into play just in general. And usually that applies more to football than anything, than baseball, because they have maybe a little bit more of a actual process and how they select. But you're going to leave that logo out when the last thing you saw was them play really, really well against really good baseball teams. And it seems like they maybe have something going where you could send them to name a regional and maybe they make noise.
Knowing the way that, or perceiving the way that I think that Jay Johnson thinks, one of those is probable while one is an absolute. Why would I deal in probabilities when I can deal in this result is actually what determines the future? So I'm going to play for the one thing that it's not a conversation, it's you have to. Versus, oh, you played pretty good.
Right.
And, oh, that's an interesting conversation to have versus you don't have a choice.
You're putting it in somebody's hands.
Right.
Instead
of want it in it, right.
Instead of mine.
Right. Like, I can make you can decide your future if you go win the SEC tournament. So that's what he's trying to do, as opposed to, let's go play balls to the wall as hard as we can for the next 8 games and see what happens. If we don't win the tournament, then they have to talk about us.
Right.
Or they don't have a choice. That's what I would do is go win the SEC tournament. It's really your only way in is how I would look at it.
Instead of winning 8, you got to win 5.
Right.
And I know I'm in with 5 instead of 8. Or I guess 7.
Right, yeah. No, I mean,
semifinal.
It's a guarantee. Like Lloyd said, you deal in absolutes. And it is an absolute. If you win the tournament, you get in. And like I said, they haven't shown much to make you think or believe that can happen. But they're game planning and managing it in a way of they're going in on that, and we'll see how it goes next week.
It's the old press the button conversation.
It sure is.
You don't have to think about.
Right. One you don't have to think about, and that's the SEC tournament. That starts on Tuesday. We'll make sure to be live and be ready to cover it all week. We'll get back to that conversation in about 25 minutes with Jason Armstrong as he'll preview the weekend. He'll preview the tournament as he joins us every Thursday at 9 a.m. I want to read a quote. I read it to Jacques yesterday, but I want to get the room's thoughts. I want to get the chat's thoughts, because I do think it's an interesting one, because there's one way to take it. Like when you hear it or when you read it, there's one way to think of it from I think this will the way the national media will hear it, and even some of the LSU fan base. But then there's another way if you're trying to look at it through a positive lens. And the quote from Kiffin is, "I know that this will show for me being the right decision. It may not be this year because everybody's going to want to compare the two places and everything like that. It'll show in year 2, 3. It's going to show that we have the same systems, we have all this stuff, and we brought it here and combined it with the branding of LSU and the ability to sign elite high school players. That will show. It may not be next year, but this wasn't a one-year decision." So a lot of times when you read this quote or you hear this quote coming from Lane Kiffin about LSU football, you could focus on really 2 lines, right? It'll show in year 2 or 3. It may not be next year, but this wasn't a one-year decision. Those 2 sentences are the attention grabbers in this paragraph. Those are the 2 things that you can grab onto and focus on, and that can really be all you think about, are those 2 sentences, not the entirety of what is said. It's just all you can hear is year 2 or year 3. Well, didn't we just spend $40 million on year 1? Or not next year? No. That's not how this works. You got to win now. You got a national championship playoffs now. I wanted to ask you guys in the room, I wanted to get everyone's thoughts, just genuine, on when you read that quote, when you hear me read that quote aloud, What do you hear? What do you think? What is your takeaway for Lane Kiffin and LSU when you hear him speak about year one in that manner?
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
I think if you were to hear this out of the mouth of Brian Kelly, you would think punt, punt
Right.
next year, focus on next year. But I think Lane's kind of going into, I think he is punting a little bit in the sense that he is more uncertain about the transfers he has and the players that he did not recruit that he is now relying on to make year one successful. I think there is some validity in that. But I think what he means in year 2, year 3 is now I'll have my recruiting classes. Now I'll have the freshmen that I recruited, that I got from high school, that I've known since their sophomore, junior, senior year, and now they're playing for me. I know what I'm getting. I think there's a lot of uncertainty still, even in the transfer portal, with guys you brought in. I mean, you saw LSU miss on defensive players 3 years ago. You saw the baseball team miss this year on transfers. In every sport, and especially in football, there's uncertainty surrounding transfer players. And I think Lane's simply just saying, I don't know if he's saying, I know we're going to be good. I think he's more saying, I think we'll be good, but I'm still uncertain. We just only had a spring. I'm still uncertain about the pieces we brought in.
I don't think it's so much about him being uncertain about the 2026 team. I think it's more about, look, at the end of the day, Lane Kiffin, I think he does want to see validation from people. I do think 2 to 3 years down the line, he wants to see people say, wow, he was right. All these people came out and vilified him, and he was right for going to LSU. So I think it's more of a thing of even if he does win a lot this upcoming season, I don't think it matters that much because you can go and say, well, he took 50 guys out of the portal. You could have done that at Ole Miss. He already was doing that at Ole Miss. He could have stayed at Ole Miss and won a national championship last season with a bunch of transfer portal guys. I think what he's saying is, like you said, you're not going to see the real actual reason why he came to LSU until year 2 or 3 when you've got Easton Royal and Ahmad Hudson and Lamar Brown and Richard Anderson and Jabari Mack and all these unbelievable recruits that you were never going to get at Ole Miss, and then you build more than just a team that is maybe a contender, maybe not, because you're relying on these 40, 30, 50 transfer portal guys. You're relying on kind of the Saban method of just building teams with massive depth through recruiting. So I don't think he's talking bad about what's about to happen in the 2026 season. I just think he's trying to make people understand that how he wants to run the program is not necessarily taking 40, 50 guys through the transfer portal every single year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think the biggest thing is it's adjusting the perception or the point of view of where people are looking at this, because let's not be ambivalent. Let's understand that Lane Kiffin hears the noise. He sees the noise. He's not one of the coaches that's block it all out. I'm not on social media. I'm not watching the he sees it. He knows what the storyline, the narrative is that's going into 2027. The narrative is you essentially left the program high and dry, and they did better without you. And now you're going to go try to do it at LSU, and you weren't able to get any of your players. As much as he's been successful this offseason, right? I don't think you can look at it even from an objective point of view and not being an LSU fan, look at this offseason and go, it was a failure for Lane Kiffin, because that's just not true. He went and signed the number 1 quarterback in the portal, the number 1 offensive lineman in the portal, the number 1 edge rusher in the portal, the number 2 safety in the portal, the number 1 linebacker in the portal. He went and signed all these guys. It's a successful offseason. He kept the defensive coordinator that's changed the narrative of defense at LSU in the last 5 years in Baton Rouge when he was being competed for head coaching positions at his alma mater, an hour away. And so the offseason has already been a success, but there's this narrative and this pressure put on year 1 because it's, okay, you've got to go prove us right now. And from Lane Kiffin's perspective, why do you leave Ole Miss for LSU? That's the question. That's the thing people are questioning, and that's the question. What is the reason why LSU is a better job than Ole Miss? Genuinely. More than anything, Nick Saban said it on game day when all of this was going down. There are more NFL players per capita in the state of Louisiana than any other state in the United States of America. It's the high school recruiting. It is the fertile recruiting base that you have. It is Lamar Brown, Richard Anderson, Bryson Martinez, Jabari Mack, Braylon Kale, Ahmad Hudson, Pop Houston, Easton Royal, Albert Simeon, like continue to go down the list. Aiden Hall, right? It's all these guys that are in the state of Louisiana, and they've grown up thinking of one place. Lamar Brown posted a picture on his Twitter from like his 7th or 8th grade year, him writing, where do you want to be in 4 to 5 years? And he had LSU in Miami on the paper, but that's a kid who was at U High and dreamed about playing at LSU. Because there's no competition in the state. That's what makes LSU different. What makes LSU different is not the ability to get in the portal. Anyone can get in the portal and find success. If you have money, you can find portal success. LSU has an advantage that other schools just don't have. They have a fertile recruiting base, and on top of that, because look, Ohio State is the only real program in Ohio, right? The only big Division I Power 4 program in the state of Ohio, but they don't have that fertile of a recruiting base. There are plenty of, like California has Florida has a very fertile recruiting base, but if you're Florida, you got to compete with Miami and Florida State and go down the list of these schools that are in the state, right? For LSU, you have both. You have the fertile recruiting base, and you have no competition in your state. It's just you. Kids grow up dreaming and idolizing LSU and walking out of Tiger Stadium on a Saturday night in Death Valley. And so the reason why Lane Kiffin left Ole Miss for LSU is like Wyatt and Christian both said. You can find portal success at Ole Miss. He's done it. But it's hit or miss, right? We're witnessing it now. Christian said it. I mean, you're watching it with baseball right now. You're not always going to hit on the guys you get out of the portal. There's no guarantee. But what I've seen, what Lane Kiffin has seen, is there is an outline that Nick Saban wrote when he got here in 2000 of how to do it in Baton Rouge and how to do it at LSU. Is you recruit the state. If you recruit what Louisiana has to offer you and you get those guys to campus, you've seen it happen many times, you win national championships. And so what Lane Kiffin is saying is not, hey, take the pressure off year one. Don't watch year one. It doesn't matter, because it does. He knows it. You don't pour $40 million into something and not find a way to win. Like, you have to win. But the reason he's not at Ole Miss and he's now at LSU is because of what you'll see in year 2 and year 3. Think about what year 3 would be. Like, just on paper right now, if everything if people are, that would be Lamar Brown, Richard Anderson, Deuce Geralds, Bryson Martinez, Jabari Max. That would be their junior season, true junior season, maybe redshirt sophomore. His first recruiting class would be their junior year. And depending what he does in 2027, it could be Ahmad Hudson, Pop Houston, Albert Simeon, maybe Easton Royal. Could be their sophomore year. Think about what that team could look like in year 3. Of course, you'll still plug some holes with portal players, but the heartbeat and the base, the foundation of that team will be high school recruits that you got from the state of Louisiana. That's what he's saying. You will see why LSU is a better job and why I took this job over Ole Miss in year 3, because of what I just laid out. That's why. That's when you'll find out. It's not because of what we can do in the portal. Look, a lot of schools have money and can battle it out in the portal. Texas and Texas A&M both have the money to compete in the portal at the highest level. But who's the best player on Texas's team? It's Colin Simmons, right? Where did he play high school football? At Duncanville in Texas, right? That's who you're fighting for. That's who you're trying to go get. And Texas A&M, they can battle it out. They can spend money in the portal, but they got to battle it out in state. LSU doesn't have that in state rival to battle it out against. For Ahmad Hudson, what was the final two for him? LSU and Nebraska. And no disrespect to Matt Rule in Nebraska, but when you saw that graphic come out, and I have no inside sourcing yet. I'm not saying Ahmad didn't put him there for a reason. I'm sure they did a very good job recruiting him, and he didn't just put it there for no reason. But if you're an LSU fan, you saw that, or if you're just a college football fan and you saw it, and you're like, kid from Louisiana is choosing between LSU and Nebraska? And so what Lane Kiffin is saying is not, don't focus on year one. The pressure is still on. And if anything, it's only building over the last couple of days, especially for September 19th. And the expectations are high. And when you put $40 million in it, it should be. But what he's saying in this article is not what people are taking and running with. Like, oh, he's preaching patience again. He's scared. He doesn't know what he's going to do in year one. No. All he's saying, if you really read it and look at it, is the reasons why LSU is a better job will not be, all of them will not be seen in year one. You'll see some, right? You'll see some of the reasons. Game one, 102,000 people causing an earthquake in Death Valley against Clemson. College game day in Baton Rouge, week one. Like those are parts of the reason. That's the LSU brand he's talking about. So those are some of the reasons. Ole Miss doesn't get that. When he was in Oxford, he had to ask for night games. In Louisiana, it's law. You have to play night games in September. Because when you play them during the day, it looks like UCLA in 2024, and you got to take people out in an ambulance because it's that hot.
And it's a birthright.
It's Saturday nights in Death Valley. It's what it is. That's what you wake up dreaming about. And that's what all the players he's talking about recruiting, that's what they grow up dreaming about.
From my days back in college, we had to study the Bologna Dossier at Kappa Sig. It's not for a day, an hour, or a college term. It's for life. That's what they meant whenever you joined a fraternity. He joined a fraternity at LSU. It's not just for today. It's not just for this year. He joined LSU because what his legacy can be built at LSU. And that's what he's telling you. Sure, he's already won the offseason. He could win this year. But it's a long-term play to see what sustainability looks like where I don't have to do it every single year and hope I hit in the portal. I can build a sustainable program the way that the guy he learned from, Nick Saban, did it at LSU. That's why I joined here. It's to be a part of something that ultimately, hopefully, is the reason I'm successful. It's not just me. It's where I am. And I think that's what he's trying to tell you. Because, look, there is a lot of people that are going, if you don't win in year one, it's a failure. Sure. But I think it's more of a long-term play to let you know that this isn't just for a year. Because I know what people think about Lane Kiffin. I do it once. I get up and move a lot. I've bounced around to a bunch of different jobs. This is a chance for him to be taken seriously as a college football head coach and not just a project or a potential. It's a landing spot where I can make a legacy. And I think that's what he's more so saying than, oh, if we don't win a national championship, it's a failure and I failed. Because I do think a lot of this is tied to, unfortunately, the person he's replacing, where it was judge me on year 3. So when you hear that, you think of, well, what happened in year 1 and year 2 to where I have to judge you in year 3? So you're trying to make excuses for yourself each time something goes wrong. But I think he's saying, I'm going to build a fucking monster. And y'all will look up and say, oh, this is why I went there. They've won 2 national championships in 3 years. Or by year 5, they're continually in the college football playoff, and LSU has become what they're supposed to be.
Right.
He begged and pleaded for night games at Ole Miss. Week 1, night game, college game day. LSU. I've already been proven right. But he wants it to be more than just optics. He wants it to be trophies, legacy.
Yeah.
What I can do at LSU, what I can do for LSU. It is and should be a perfect match. But he has to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's where it is right now. Like we've said it many times. The stock right now for Lane Kiffin at LSU is as high as it'll ever be. And going into year one, right, there is pressure. There are expectations. To me, is it a national championship or bust season? No. If you make the college football playoff on any level, it is a overwhelming success because it's something you have not done and you did not do with the last coach. But on top of that, the real important people, right, that you have to focus on are the ones that have invested the money. Are they happy with what transpired this season? And I'm not trying to take the fan base out of it because the fan base is extremely important. But there was $40 million pumped in, and those $40 million come with expectations, especially from the people that wrote the checks.
Not only that, it's the fact that you're not getting that again no matter what. You dove into your surplus.
Did everything you could.
Well, you had the money that you had saved from the collective, and then you got the SEC check. There was a way to do it to where you always had a surplus, or you go all in right now. You went all in right now. And so LSU will not be able to spend this amount of money ever again.
Right.
And so that's why you had to do it to stay competitive, to put yourself on the map so you can recruit the way that you want. Because Brian Kelly said the right things. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, he finally landed there. It took him fucking forever. But to be like, no, I want to build through the portal. No, I think we should add, I want to build it through Louisiana recruiting and add through the portal. No, we're going all in on the portal. Okay, make up your mind or just stop making excuses. But the real way to do it in Louisiana at LSU is not very hard. The talent is beneath you. It's right next to you. It's on your front fucking doorstep whenever you show up to the job. Get him.
Yeah.
It's not – the blueprint is the blueprint.
Yeah.
While the portal is an interesting caveat to the way that this whole thing works, it's still recruit Louisiana talent win with Louisiana talent. That's what he's saying. It's like, we won't have to spend like this ever again.
No.
Because I'm going to build it through recruiting, and you've seen the way that he can evaluate talent in the portal is an absolute plus.
The portal should be, like John Eade said, lanyap. Mm-hmm. That's what it should be. It should be you fill spots where you need them, right? If you don't have a wide receiver one, if none of your guys have developed into that spot, you go spin there. You do that. If you're like, look at Ohio State in 2024. Mm-hmm. You had everything laid out. Like every position was in a great spot besides one. And so you went and you got a quarterback out of the portal. Not a quarterback that was anything crazy. It was Will Howard, who was at Kansas State. It's not like you went and you got, named some 5-star.
Tate Martell.
You went and got a guy that was serviceable and that could do the job, and you won a national championship because of it.
Well, and you added lanyap. You added best available. Quinshawn Judkins from Ole Miss enters. Oh, fuck yeah. We'll take Quinshawn. Caleb Downs from out. We'll take a fucking 5-star safety. Why not?
Easy enough. And so when you recruit it the right way, you can do that. Mm-hmm. Because you don't have to invest everything into building an entire roster and an entire lineup.
Right.
And so the season's what is a success for year one it depends on the person, truly. And the important people are the ones that are going to, because although you won't have to spend $40 million again, you're going to have to spend money again. Like money is still what's in these conversations. You got to make sure you give the money people something to believe in. And to me, what that is show, growth, buy-in, belief, and make those games in November. I will always contend.
You have to be relevant.
Of course. I will always contend a success for this year is a playoff-like atmosphere on LSU's campus. I think you'll have it week 1. I have a very strong feeling you'll have it in week 4. But the big ones are those weekends, those Saturdays in November. Can those games be playoff-like games? If they are, win or loss, if they're packed out like playoff games and Baton Rouge is buzzing and game day comes back for one of them, when you play Alabama or you play Texas, that's what it's supposed to be. Those games are supposed to be a big deal, and so this season they need to be. If the season's over before those, it can be a little lackluster. Even if you do compete, that you can find the positives, but you want those games to be big time. You should anticipate 4 playoff-like games on LSU's campus this season. Clemson, A&M, Alabama, and Texas. And so you need to win and compete at the level to make sure that happens. That's where I'm at. If the Texas and Alabama games in November are playoff-like atmospheres and they're sold out and you have the national media there and the city's buzzing, that's a success. That's where LSU's supposed to be. LSU shouldn't have their season ended in October. And with that, those should be successful recruiting weekends. You should get people on campus and they can see what all it can be and will be when you're here. And that's the exciting part. There's not a one thing that can happen for it to be a success or failure. It's not, hey, you go 9-3 and don't make the playoff, failure. Now 8-4 is a little different, depending on what it looks like. But it's all about perspective and the way you look at it. And the fun thing is, the most exciting part about it is, all of our perspectives might change the closer we get to the season because we're going to be talking about this for the next 3 months. We're going to be talking about and discussing and elaborating on our expectations. Don't forget, tomorrow, live here in studio at 9:30 a.m., we will have LSU men's basketball chief of staff Greg Golden live in studio, and he will be joined by the director of nutrition, Allison Wade, as they will both be in here. Greg Golden and Allison Wade, the chief of staff and director of nutrition, will be here live in studio at 9:30 tomorrow morning. We will continue our discussion and our interviews of the LSU men's basketball staff. So you'll get to know the staff from Will Wade's second tenure here in Baton Rouge, as Greg Golden and Allison Wade will be in here live 9:30 tomorrow morning. Make sure you set a reminder, you ring that bell, and you're here 9:30 tomorrow to learn more about this LSU men's basketball staff and what to expect from the general and his crew leading into year number 1, or the second year number 1. And in addition to that, on Monday, the current plan is we will be live from the island.
Which island?
The golf course, as the Rougarou Golf Tournament will be this Monday. They have the Rougarou, Baton Rouge Rougarou, you see the jersey right here. Their celebrity golf tournament. I got the shirt on too. Their celebrity golf tournament is this Monday starting at 10 a.m. We will be live from the island golf course before the tournament from 8 to 10. Lloyd will also be playing in the tournament, our own Lloyd Courtney.
I want to go to the island.
With our guys from Southern Regional Medical Center, Jason, Kevin, BJ, and Lloyd. We'll all be on the squad getting ready for Monday. So we will be live Monday morning from the golf course, getting ready for the Baton Rouge Rougarou Celebrity Golf Tournament. It'll be exciting. We're real fired up and excited about it. And then, of course, more of that LSU men's basketball staff tomorrow morning live here on Tingle & Co. We will take a quick break here as we roll through hour number 1. Come back with Jason Armstrong to talk LSU baseball right after this.
Let me go.
Wardo's was created in honor of Alan Ward Granning III, fondly known by family and friends as Wardo. In 2019, the oldest brother of the tribe passed away unexpectedly. His remaining siblings and loved ones wanted to honor his memory in a special way. In 2022, Ward's family decided to combine the need for a sandwich shop in downtown Natchez with a desire to pay tribute to Ward's love of good friends, good times, and great food. Through blood, sweat, tears, and countless hours of hard work, Wardo's was born. So go visit Wardo's today at 309 North Broadway Street in Natchez, where the po' boys are so good, you'll swear you're in Cajun country.
Hey, Miss Lou, come visit us, Tom and Wright Granning at Go Martin on the Go Deli.
Go Martin has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you may need.
Located at the corner of Highland Boulevard and Highway 61 South in Natchez.
Also stop by Wardo's Po' Boys at 309 North Broadway on the beautiful Natchez Bluff,
where everyone is family.
When it comes to your home, the roof over your head matters. At CAS Roofing, we don't just install shingles, we build peace of mind. With years of experience and a commitment to craftsmanship, our team shows up on time, gets the job done right, and treats every project like it's our own home. Whether it's a repair, a replacement, or storm damage that caught you off guard, CAS Roofing is ready. We're local, we're dependable, and we stand behind every nail, every shingle, and every promise we make. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about roofing, it's about protecting what matters most. CAS Roofing, built on trust, backed by quality.
All right, welcome back here as we open up hour number 2 on this Thursday morning, this Game 1 morning, as we are live from our Southern Regional Medical Center studios and brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. And we open up hour number 2 talking some more LSU baseball as they start their series against Florida tonight, and of course have the SEC tournament in Hoover, Alabama next week. We continue that conversation with our friend Jason Armstrong, who covers LSU baseball over at Inside LSU Baseball, is his podcast and his Twitter account. He joins us every single Thursday at 9 a.m. Jason, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, good morning, guys.
We appreciate you making some time for us every single Thursday. We'll start with this past weekend. We'll start on Friday because, of course, we talked last Thursday, and the mindset was Game 1, right? That was the focus. And they have it right there. They're in the lead. They came out swinging. They played well and ultimately just couldn't close it out and lose that game Friday night. What were your thoughts on the Game 1 loss in Athens, Georgia?
Yeah, we were close, man. I mean, we were right there. And it was big. We needed it. It kind of went just how I thought it would. As far as like that being very important. But, we were very close, man, but unfortunately that team's really good. And we didn't have enough late in the game. The thing is, looking back, man, William Schmidt actually did really well.
Yeah.
He did really, really well. So, of course we don't want to see any runs given up or any hits and things like that, but like considering, I'm sure at that point everybody wanted to see him taking out the game, but it's like everybody who came in after him didn't really have an answer either. So it just showed how good of a job he was able to do at mixing pitches and kind of keeping them at least at bay. Now, once he came out, things went off the rail. I mean, they took him out after that home run, the foul ball home run that went like 800 feet. Mm-hmm. But then like Sheeran came in and gave up 2 homers himself. So it's just, that lineup was just very deep, very hard to deal with. And so I don't know if it really mattered who was out there pitching for us on that day. But you got to love how we came out and fought. And that's just been the story for us is you got a late lead in SEC play with, your best pitchers available and just couldn't get it done. I think up 6-2 and then 7-3 and I think all the way into the 5th or even 6th inning, if I'm remembering correctly, you had a tie game in the 8th and one big pitch away from getting out of there but you didn't. So that was the key. The Friday I figured was going to set the tone for the rest of the season and it kind of did.
Yeah, and one more thing on Friday's game before we kind of get away from it to get to this weekend, of course, into the SEC tournament and just the future of LSU baseball in general. But that call, the call that was overturned, where he was safe at first on the double play and LSU scores a run, then they overturn it and call him out. I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Of course, and to me, it did shift the momentum in the game. It's not the reason why LSU lost the game, but it felt like a big moment, and I just want to get your perspective on the call that was made and the way it was overturned in that 6th inning.
I don't know how you make that call. Like, I honestly, and I was looking for a way to be like, okay, I can see. I just don't know how you make that call. I didn't see any, whether it was the Hawkeye or the whatever they used, that showed me not just like, hey, that's enough to overturn, but I don't think he was out, period. Yeah. I think it was a terrible call, man, and I don't know how you make that call in that situation. So, all these little things add up in baseball games, and you that's not going to stop Trey Phelps from hitting the 3-run home and all that, but you just never know how things change. If you get that run, and now maybe that pitcher's got to stay out there a little bit longer, and you don't know how things change, and so that was a really bad call, like a really bad call.
Yeah, no, I agreed. I mean, I in the moment thought it was bad. Went back and watched it The replay
Still
again
bad, yeah.
later, still bad. And then I watched it again after the game closer, and I thought it was even worse. So it was a tough moment in the ball game. But, of course, like we both said, it's not the reason why you lost, but, of course, shifted momentum. But
Yes.
coming off of a sweep where you get swept by Georgia and ultimately kind of put your postseason hopes all in Hoover, were you surprised to see Schmidt not in the weekend rotation this weekend as they face Florida starting tonight, where they go TBA in game 1, Paz game 2, Cowan game 3?
Not at all. Not. I think it's brilliant. Matter of fact, I would probably go for this 3 weekends. I'd probably go with Dolphy, Rizzi, and whoever else hasn't pitched in a while. I wouldn't want to use any of those guys. I would treat it like bullpens.
Yeah.
Go an inning, but I don't even know why Cowan's pitching Sunday unless it's for an inning, you know, because you got to have those guys ready for Tuesday. I've said this for weeks now. I really believe LSU has a better chance of winning the SEC tournament than they would have getting to 13 wins, and that's, I believe that for weeks.
Yeah.
Just because that was going to be tough in the 3-game weekend, making sure you've got the pitching to beat these really good teams. What's big about Hoover, and again, I'm not about to tell you LSU is about to go on a run. I might do it later, but you're going in to play teams that at the first game, if you play this right, you're going to have your best arm. I know they've struggled, but they're still good arms. Okay, Casey Nevins is still a good arm. William Smith is a good arm. All right. And you're going to match up with a team. I have it projected as you're going to probably play Tennessee, is what I think.
Yeah.
Either Tennessee, Kentucky, or Oklahoma, one of those teams. But I just feel like it's going to be Tennessee. And, you're going to be able to face them with probably your ace, Casey Evans. And I think the way that I went through the schedule and predicted who we play, I had us getting to turning around and playing Florida again, something like that, But regardless, a lot of these teams, the later you hang around, these other teams have very little to play for. So they're not going to say, hey, we're not playing our starters, because they want to go to the postseason strong. But you might see their starter throw 3 innings and then take them out the game. So that's a big advantage we have. The later we hang around in the week, you're not going against, teams that are trying to take your head off, unless it's obviously a team who really, really needs to go far, but those guys aren't likely to be hanging around later anyway. They're playing early in the week and doing the same thing we are. So I think it's brilliant. And I think the other thing is you have to know, hey, Maverick Rizzi, that was a good job he had in a very short stint. Can we use him in Hoover? Because you're going to need, if you're going to win 4 games, get to the championship, you are going to need arms. So let's find out this weekend against Florida from guys that we haven't seen in a while. Cooper Williams, can we count on? Can you count on Dax Dolphy? Can you maybe go to Primo? We haven't seen him in who knows when, as a lefty who's wildly effective at times. So I think it's very, very interesting the way we're approaching now. On the other side, Florida's trying to commit genocide. They're coming at us with all their best pitchers. I mean, they're King and they're coming at us big time. So I don't really anticipate this being a great weekend as far as wins and losses, but it's not about that right now. Our season is starting Tuesday night, most likely at 9:00 Eastern time, is when this thing is going to get down to the nitty gritty.
And so, kind of, what are your top 3 things? I know you listed it out a little bit, who some of the arms that haven't thrown that much. You want to see what they can do this week. And what are the top 3 things you're looking for from this Florida series? Because, like we said, ultimately it doesn't mean all that much to the actual postseason life. But what are the top 3 things you want to get out of it going into Hoover?
Yeah, I want to see I think our offense is really doing a good job, man, and I want to just see those guys continue to have good at bats. I'm really watching John Pearson. He had the best 1-for-4 game I've ever seen in my life on, I think it was Friday night. That put a lot of confidence in me. John Pearson, the way he's swinging the bat. since he came back. He's done some really good things. And I know he gets a hard time for his defense, but if everybody remembers, Tommy White committed 15 errors in 2023. He came back in 2024. There was nothing about his defense in 2023 that gave us any idea, like, oh, he's going to be fine. He committed 3 errors. He was unbelievable. So he improved a lot. So, I want to see John Pearson stay in there and keep having good at-bats and just get more consistent, because that's a guy that you're going to go into next year with maybe as an option at the hot corner. So I want to see that, guys like that. I want to see William Patrick back in the lineup. I think Stanfield's going to play. So I just want to see our players improving and continuing to have good at-bats, because, look, you just need to play your best ball of the season next week. So if you go out there and our bats look terrible and nobody's felt that's not very promising. You want to at least have something to hang your hat on. Clearly, the pitching, I'm very interested to see Paz and Evans. I'm sure they're both going to throw, and I'd like to see Evans, how he responds, as well as Paz. Those two guys, as they enter next week. Those are a couple of things. And then I'm just watching closely how in the last home game of the season, I'm keeping my eye on a couple of guys. Are we acting like that this is the last time we're going to see him? I've got my antenna
of course, because
to watch some of these players, and how we kind of treat this weekend as we kind of go into the off season. So that would probably be the few things.
Yeah, because I completely agree. I mean, I think when you look at this weekend, like my biggest thing is it's valuable experience. It's meaningful games, right? Whether it's wins or losses, it's experience that these young guys are going to get. But I agree with you, because the lens, although 2026 is not completely dead, right? You can, if you make noise in Hoover, it can happen. But the theme of everything is, what does it mean for 2027 in a sense? And so to me, that's where I'll start, is with the young guys and kind of what you've seen from them and what you'll continue to see and how valuable this is for them. But on top of that, kind of what you're saying, where you'll have your eyes peeled and you'll be paying attention to how certain guys are applauded or how they're acting about it on the potential to return, because that's essentially what you're looking for now, is what does it mean for 2027?
Yeah, exactly. And let me back up and say one thing. If we are able to go out and win the first 2 games this weekend, then I think you have to treat Sunday a little different. If you win game 1 and then game 2, you get off to a 7-0 lead and it's a 6 inning, I think that changes things. Because I know this is unlikely, but I'm just saying, if that is the case and you can start smelling like, hey, we're up 2, we can win 2 games here and then tomorrow go for the sweep, that could possibly make it to where, I'm not saying this is likely, to where instead of having to win the SEC tournament, maybe if you get to the championship game, you're at least in consideration. So I don't know that for a fact, but I will say that, if by some chance you win the first 2 games, that might change this whole deal. But I still do believe that we need to look at it as Tuesday is what we're really focused on. But as far as next year, man, I want to see William Patrick in the lineup, because I am very confident. Jack Ruckert, I like him a lot. And I think that's a guy you can go over to next offseason knowing he's going to be a starter. Same with Braun, same with Cerna. The ones that I'm kind of curious about, and I already said Pearson, but Patrick, and he's so talented, but he's raw. And he needs to play. He needs these at-bats. He needs the times in the outfield. Making plays. So, I'm watching those guys really closely, because this is so valuable for them. And I think there's also Jay's going to have some really tough conversations to have when he does his exit meetings, because I think there's guys that have been recruited here that Jay likes, that I just don't know that I would feel, and I don't want to name anybody, but that I would probably have a hard time if I'm Jay saying, yeah, come back next year, just because we can't have a pitching staff that's full of guys that just you can't count on and that they're regressing and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think even if it's the games aren't close, who we bring in out of the bullpen, some of these guys I think are auditioning to stay on the team maybe, or even for other teams that are going to be looking in the portal. So all of those things I'll be very interested in, regardless of results. I mean, those are all things that are interesting to me.
Right, and that's kind of what you're looking at to see kind of how this team performs, because I think that's the caveat to this whole deal is if guys think that, whether how you performed, if it's going to be performing for LSU next year, it's also putting out audition tape for another team that you may eventually play for. But my question to you is, when you go around, because of the young guys that have played, I feel like there was a lot more that people were thinking that you had to add in the portal than maybe you did, because you talked about Ruckert the same way that I see him as that's a guy that has won the job for me for next year. Like, you don't have to bring in a second baseman. Certainly, if Milam comes back, then he's going to play second base for you next year. When you look around the infield, the outfield, like where are some positions of absolute need? Because I do think that they're going to do something with the pitching staff where it feels like you have some guys, if you can add some top-end talent, like if you're able to find an absolute one, then would be the one thing I would try to add in the pitching department, aside from some depth. But when you look around, like the position players, where do you think LSU needs to actually add positions of need?
Yeah, and I think you said something very interesting, and I agree with this. I think that maybe the perception is that we are going to just completely overhaul this roster. And I'm telling you that you could possibly have 7 or 8 starters return, position players return, okay? And then you're talking about you're going to return your starting rotation as well as Cooper Moore, who was a starter, and a couple of relievers sprinkled in there like Danny Lockenmeyer, Plug. Like, we need to see guys get better, but you've got a very good, and I think Garcia's going to get drafted. Somebody's going to take him, but that's another one. Like, we'll see. You have a lot coming back. I mean, you do. And so, like, that's the good news, is that you do have a very good, solid nucleus. Now, that doesn't mean everything, because this year we returned 100 SEC innings and pitching on the mound, and like that didn't, it didn't pan out. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But I think that you definitely need to go get a starting pitcher. And I just said you got your rotation coming back, but I think you need an experienced starting pitcher, like a stud, preferably left-handed. But and I like these guys that are like Team USA guys. Like a Ianson, a Holman. They don't have to be, future first rounder, because you're most likely not going to get that in the portal. But somebody that has a track record that, is a good pitcher, that's got pedigree. And I've got my eyes on a couple of guys. But I think you need to do that. I think that you need to definitely try to get like a blockbuster outfielder and even like a corner infielder. But like, I don't see a ton of spots. Like, I'm not going to list off of anything, because this is what I believe. I think you got a big recruiting class, and you are going to get a lot of guys through. And I'm not just talking about guys that are like, well, they're not on anybody's draft radar, so they probably won't be good players. I'm talking like really, really solid players, for whatever reason, are likely going to fall, through the draft, get to campus, that can step in and contribute. So I think that you're going to, and you got like 6 left-handed pitchers in this class. Now 2 of them, there's no shot, are going to get here, but there's like 4 that you've got a very good shot at. A bunch of right-handed pitchers. You've got 5 outfielders that are all so good. And, even if you don't get if you get 1 or 2, those are like guys that can come in and start. You've got a couple of infielders that can come in. So I just don't think you need quite as much as maybe everybody is assuming. And I've already said that I believe Miles coming back. And here's the thing. This situation is so fluid.
Yeah.
that things can change so fast. And I'll give you an example. When I did my last episode, not this past one, the one before that, I dug into the recruiting class and like just kind of preliminary, what am I thinking, and draft stuff and all of that stuff. Like there was a left-handed pitcher I talked about, because he's only 5'11", out of Texas, that was like, you know what, this guy's kind of borderline, like we got a real chance at this guy. He's really good, all right? And then I just, after like a couple of days of kind of following him, I reached out to somebody that's in the know, and I said, I don't have a good feeling about this guy anymore. He said, oh, he's getting drafted as an outfielder, 100% he's signed. And I was like, what? I'm sitting here talking about, I think we're going to get this left-handed pitcher on campus, and now you're telling me he's going to get drafted high as an outfielder. So like things change so fast, and it's hard to know. But like, I still believe that Milam, and I'll give you another one, okay? Do not be surprised if Jake Brown is back in purple and gold next year.
Wow.
That is not dead. That is not dead by any shot right now. Next week, I think we're going to learn a lot. If Jay is able to, if all these things we've been talking about behind the scenes with Verge and NIL, and if he's truly, and I have a feeling for probably the last month and a half, he's been working that area of making sure he gets what he needs. But I think that if based on where some of these guys are projected, and that's always my idea. Like, I don't think really juniors should ever really come back to school, just financially. The whole point of going pro is to make it to the major league. So if that's truly your goal, I mean, the draft, like your goal should be like, I want to be developed when I go pro. But like the way it is that you're going to have a better chance of drafted high when you're a junior, so or sophomore if you're eligible. But like, I think that both those guys, like Milam, I feel really good, and I think that Jake Brown, he loves being a Tiger. I would not just assume that there's no chance with Jake Brown coming back, because I think that I think it's gonna come down to, hey, this is kind of where you're projected. He's not gonna go first round, and I love Jake Brown. And if you look at the numbers, it's very good. But one thing, and believe me, I love this kid. He's great. But there's a couple of things, like his exit velocities. To go really high, we've talked about this. These scouts really care about things that we don't really pay attention to. And like his exit velocities, how hard he's hitting the ball with an aluminum bat. That's not kind of where you would see a first rounder. And also, man, there's a stat, I don't even want to bring it up, but like he's got one of the highest swing and miss rates at sliders for like a guy projected in the top 2 rounds as anybody over the last 5 years in the draft. And I think that it was kind of unfair to him, because for a while we were struggling so bad offensively that there was nobody these other pitchers were worried about. So Jake Brown, all we did was get all of these sliders and bad pitch, and that's why we saw in SEC play, his numbers kind of came down. But now I would love to see Jake Brown in the offense that we've had going for the last, 3-4 weeks. Man, I would love to see him in that. So I say all that to say that you just picture this. Picture Milo comes back, and now we're talking about Jake Brown coming back to this team. I mean, that's something to get excited about. And look, I'm not just, me, I'm not just like throwing this out there like, hey, I hope he comes back. There's some traction, man. Like he's not made up his mind that he wants to necessarily go pro. All it takes is one team to love you and all that good stuff. But just on all the factors.
I know one team that does love him. And that's LSU.
What's that?
I said I know one team that does love him. Yep.
Yes. And if it was me, if I was him, I would be practicing the tweet that I'm going to post in 3 weeks when I say I'm coming back. You know what I mean? I'd be like already getting ready my tweet and just thinking about how crazy everybody's going to respond. Maybe I'll write him a tweet.
There you go. My next question for you, obviously, you talked about it and how big it would be if Because I think there are three names, right? It's Curiel, Brown, Milam are the three that get talked about. I think Curiel, there's not really much conversation at all. But with Brown and Milam, you obviously bring that up. I want to just ask you, say they all three go to the draft and no one returns. Yeah. What does that mean for LSU, and how does the mindset of the offseason kind of look if that is the case?
So the biggest thing would be that you never expected Curry out. And as much as we love Jake Brown, our offense has kind of been clicking. Since that might sound bad, okay? Right. But like Jake Brown has been awesome for LSU, okay? But we've seen the offense able with other guys stepping up. So like that one back's not going to kill you with the amount of guys we have come back. Milam is the one that is like, I don't like that. Yeah. I would not like Milam not coming back. Now, you're going to have some good infielders coming in. There's going to be some good mid-major. I know of a couple of mid-major shortstops right now that are already like 2027, like top 100 draft prospects out of college that would love to be able to go to an SEC school and improve their stuff. Like there's guys out there that are very similar to my, like undersized, contact hitters that play really good defense. There's some guys out there like that you would have to go after, but man, that's the one that changes a lot. Because I can't even imagine what our defense would look like without Stephen Milam this year. And look, I know people have talked about Ruckert, and that may very well be an option. Yeah. However, I think he's so good at second base that it would be great. But I think it's Milam. I still believe he's coming back. I think Jake Brown's one to keep an eye on. Curiel, there's no chance Curiel's coming back.
Yeah, because, ever since we've had the Milam discussion, because I'm in the same camp on Milam where I think he'll be back, it's made me watch the Milam-Ruckert dynamic at short and second a little bit differently with this new level of excitement for what it could mean, Yeah,
it really is good. And I think that some of the tide's starting to change as well. I remember a lot of people that are, the famous people were talking about there's no way Milam's coming back, and I think now you're starting to see people kind of go, well, I don't know. I think the more that you really look into the draft and pay attention to what's going on, you see it as a possibility. So we will certainly see.
And I think it'll go a long way to see where LSU is with the NIL conversation for baseball, because that is one way to at least be in the fight to keep somebody from going to the draft if you can do something comparable. Because some of these guys that you're talking about, if you're not a first or second rounder, you can make a comparable offer if they're not going to be overslotted to keep them kind of in the conversation of coming back to LSU, and then they can obviously have the opportunity to go to the league after that or go to the draft after that.
Absolutely. You stick Milam fifth roundish right now, something, you're still talking 400,000, something in that range. Now somebody wants you to take him in the third round. Then it's a different story. But again, you just never know. Ethan Fry, his profile does not get drafted in the third round for $1 million.
Right.
He had 1 year, and it was half of a year. He did not start in every SEC game his last year. So that was his track, and he was awesome. But that's all his track record was, and that profile. Power hitting, that no real position. Right. They just don't get drafted. That was that doesn't happen. But again, if all it takes is one team to go, man, we really like this kid, and then everything I've been saying is just absolutely wrong. That won't be anything new, though. I've been wrong about a lot with this LSU team this year, man. So, but I hope I'm right, man, because this is my thing, is that if Stephen Milam does come back, I am, as crazy as this sounds, I would be so confident in what this team is going to look like before we go into the transfer portal at all. Yeah. Look, people forget something. Tate Anderson was a year older than William Schmidt his last year at LSU, okay? I know he was a sophomore, but like the reason he was a draft eligible sophomore was because of his age.
Yeah.
All right. And that's a big deal. Like, and think of how big of a deal a year in physically, development, mentally for a guy pitching in the SEC. So, you know, I know people probably look and go, man, he's not what we thought. Well, no, man, like he's next year he will be where like Cade Anderson was as a sophomore, as far as like physically and mentally and all of that good stuff. So I think that you can look at the year and go, man, what does it matter if all these guys come back? We had a bad year, but it doesn't work like that. It's not those guys, all of their faults that we, you know, had a terrible year. But so yeah, man, I think it's a lot to be excited about. And I don't think the question Lloyd asked, I don't think we need as much as maybe everyone thinks we do at this point.
Well, and if people aren't excited about the prospect of whether it be Jake Brown or Stephen Milam coming back, I would phrase it a different way. It's imagine you lost them to the portal or got them out the portal.
Oh, man. Yeah. Exactly, man. That'd be a really good addition, huh?
Right, exactly. Just because you're familiar with it doesn't mean it's a bad thing they're coming back. Like, people would be over the moon to have Stephen Milam play shortstop at any university in the country.
Dude, if that would be a 4-year starter at LSU, like who does that? 3 years as a shortstop? I mean, that is just, you know, I don't want to build it up so much to where if he doesn't come, now we think
you got to get the tattoo.
Yeah, and on my neck or face, was it? Yeah, that's right. I have to have Stephen Milam come back, to be honest with you.
You got skin in the game, literally.
Yeah, for that sake alone. But yeah, man, and then again, like, it's nothing that I'm like counting on, but I think Brown would just be such an awesome deal. And look, I think they feed on each other, man. Like once one guy comes out, like the other guy's gonna be like, dude, remember how when like William Schmidt withdrew from the draft? Or it was like Curry, Schmidt, and Aaron Beatty. You know, by the way, that was like the most elite. Like I don't know that people understand getting Aaron Beatty, Schmidt, and Curriel through the draft does not happen. All three of those guys were inside the top 12 in perfect games ranking. They were all inside MLB pipelines, like top 120. Like you just don't see that happen, and we got all of them. You know, so hopefully we get some good luck this year with the draft. But look, man, I'll have it covered. I'll be digging into it. I love this time of year. It's kind of my wheelhouse. So. I'll be staying on top of it for sure.
Well, we'll all be tuned in. We appreciate you making some time for us this morning. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Yep, thank you. There he is, Jason Armstrong, covers LSU baseball over at Inside LSU Baseball on YouTube and Twitter. The door has been opened, and Chucky Sunshine has made his way in.
Good morning, fellas.
How are you, sir?
Good. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing
Good morning,
well.
Tucker. How are you?
Tucker, how's it going?
Tucker?
Doing all right?
He looks like he's having a good time.
He is.
He's having a good time.
He just doesn't look like his brain works all the way.
No,
what are you talking about?
Special little boy.
He's got a little, you know.
He licked Mikey's earbuds earlier.
I saw that.
And I was like,
Great.
oh, no.
Great.
I fed him the rest of my
Your energy drink.
Great.
Yeah, so he's locked in right now.
Great.
He's fired up. Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
you,
get him
Tucker.
out.
the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Right.
Leave
He
him
just
alone.
walked in the room.
So, have y'all been getting any issues about or any questions about this NIL basketball dinner?
I had some people say something about it yesterday because it obviously was announced on social media. Nothing too much this morning, but I saw that it's the supper. It's a supper club dinner. There's tickets to get in. You can go VIP or just normal ticket. And I mean, my biggest thing when I saw it was it's obviously not a fan base thing. That's not the main goal of it. Is for the fan base to flood.
It's not
supper
a meet
club.
and greet.
Right.
It's not a meet and greet.
Right.
And so that was at the press conference. So the reason why I'm bringing it up is I was involved in putting it together for men's basketball. And I've been getting a lot of questions since it did go out on social media yesterday. I heard a lot of, oh, it's so expensive. It is expensive.
Oh, yeah.
It's not cheap. But it's to raise money for men's basketball.
Because that's on purpose.
NIL or whatever they're going to do with it for what do you call it? We all know it's not uncommon knowledge that men's basketball is going to spend some decent money on a roster. And so that was the whole premise of it. It's limited space. I saw people, you need to make it more fan-friendly. Have it at the PMAC with hot dogs and popcorn. Hey, man, that's not a bad idea. But unfortunately...
That's game number one.
Right.
Actually, that's the season opener.
Right. And unfortunately, you gotta get to that.
Right.
And so what we're trying to do is just help him raise money. And so... do I think it's expensive? Yes. Does it price a lot of people out of it? Yes, it does. But the goal is to make as much money as you can. And so, it's been, contrary to popular belief, it's been very, very popular. Yeah. It just hit social media yesterday. We had put it out to select people prior to, a week earlier. And it's pretty impressive on, people buying these tickets. And you want access to Will, you want to talk to him, you're going to hear him talk, kind of like a candid room. Lloyd, you said something yesterday, we were talking about it. You can go buy a Mercedes, and if you can't afford it, doesn't mean you don't go buy a car, you just go buy a different car. And I'm not trying to be condescending or pompous about it.
It's just realistic.
Look, you get a gold jacket for giving $1 million to LSU athletics.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets one. Doesn't mean you're not important. Doesn't mean, it just means some people are capable of giving more than others, and that's all we're trying to do.
Because in the world of college athletics, and especially now where LSU is, right, where they're trying to be good at everything, and with that means you have to be able to spend money on everything. And to be able to spend money, you have to have the money. You got to raise the money. And there are ways to do it. It can't all come from the rev share. You've got to be able to raise money in other methods and other ways. And I think this is a great idea of finding a way to raise that money in something that's unique. But that's the conversation, right? Where if you look at it and you go, well, I could have got the ticket if it was $1,000 because I want to give $1,000 to basketball. You still can, right?
Absolutely.
The $1,000 will still be accepted by LSU men's basketball because everything counts. It's just this dinner in this situation, this is made for raising money, which is you need to raise more to be able to have the players, to be able to have a successful season, because the ultimate thing is it's winning.
Correct.
Right? That's the goal, right? This dinner is put together to raise money so that you can win.
Correct.
And so it's because I do understand as a fan that doesn't have the ability to pay for one of the tickets, of course you look at it, you're like, that's out of my price range. But at the same time, so is a ticket on SeatGeek to LSU Texas in football season right now because they're like $400. Well, I'm not spending $400 on a ticket to a game, so that I'm priced out for that. And so it's I kind of said it jokingly, but if what you want is fanfare and to be able to sit and have a hot dog in the PMAC with Coach Wade, that's what the season opener is for. You'll get to do that. You'll get to hear him speak. That's what the press conference is for, and they'll have those sorts of events. But you have to be able to be competitive in today's day and age from a money standpoint, and that's what things like this are for.
Right, and he's a new coach. He's a new coach here at LSU for the second time.
Right,
and so people want to see him. People want to talk to him. Like I said, there's price points for everything. Look, I could go eat at Ruth's Chris and buy a $58 filet. I can go eat at Stabs and buy a $58 filet. Or I can go to Texas Roadhouse and get a $20 filet.
100%.
It's all in what's your budget and what you feel comfortable in spending. If you feel comfortable spending $3,500 to have dinner with a group of people and listen to what Coach Wade has to say, then spend it. If you can't, I understand. I'm not mad at you. And that's what I think. Don't get mad at the people who are spending the money because you aren't spending the money or you don't have the money.
It should be the opposite in my mind.
Be excited.
That's what I would think is because if this doesn't happen, if you don't put together an arena in which people can that are able to and you don't give, then that's what you should be mad about. If there's people that are willing and able and don't, that's different than willing and able and do versus any other situation, because the people like the fans, like, look, I have no money, but I would be upset if I did, because I look at it as like in a world in which I do have money,
right?
Enough to where that's like this is a luxury item, and it's something that goes towards something I care about, and I didn't do my part. I would get mad at me.
Right.
So instead, it's the opposite, in which there's a platform to be able to give to something that if you care about it, you will do it. If you don't have to. It's not. And
if you do
your
care,
hand,
and you
can
can't
still give whatever you'd like.
Yes,
but
we
this
still
is
want your
part of it.
$100. We still want the $1,000. We still want the
Everything
$200.
does matter.
We still want the $10. We still want
$20 a month right here, baby.
Yeah, I mean, look.
But
somebody-
look, and for me, go get all the rich people you do know and give all your money to LSU basketball. That's what I want you to do.
No, that's
so I can go in the PMAC and watch a winning basketball team.
Because you have to pay for it at this point.
That's
what
the
it
part
is.
that I admire about it is the idea of putting it together, making it happen, because there are people with the money, like with that money, that can do it, but aren't motivated to. And then when you can incentivize it by saying, hey, by getting the ticket and spending that money, you get something out of it, right? Big, more than just winning, because winning doesn't hit the same with everybody. What some people might want is to be able to go to an intimate dinner, or be able to sit down and listen to them, and be in a nice restaurant and have a nice meal. All those things make it more appealing than just, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna give $5,000 and they're gonna get players and win games and I'm not gonna go to. But instead, you can be a part of something that incentivizes a little bit more, and that's what makes me excited about it as a fan. And ultimately, somebody that just wants to see them win. I'm happy that there are ideas that incentivize getting the people with the money to spend the money.
Right.
Because that's ultimately what needs to happen. That's how you compete in today's day and age. The conversation always was, does LSU have the money? Well, there are the people that have the money to afford this, and now I'm glad that there's ideas that are incentivizing spending that to get the players.
Right. Look, whether you want to believe it or not, football did it with your ex-nemesis coach Brian.
Oh, did you see Verge went scorched earth on him? It was unbelievable.
He
said everything. He was like he was in my brain. I feel like I feel like Pinocchio.
That football did it, women's basketball did it, and so we're just trying to. You want to win. Listen, the reason why you hired Lane Kiffin, because you want to win in football. Right. Reason why you hired Will Wade is because you want to win. It takes money nowadays, whether you like it or not. Listen, I said it thousands of times on here before. I was not for NIL as it is today. I'm still not for NIL the way it is today. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in.
Right.
So we either play by the rules that are set for us and we step up and do it, or we get left behind.
Yeah.
We saw what getting left behind was last season in men's basketball, and nobody liked it. Nobody liked it in football. Hence the fact that LSU, as an entity, decided to step up, hire Lane Kiffin, hire Will Wade, and now it's time to win. It's not just about money. Listen, here's the ticket price: $5,000 for VIP. You get a 45-minute meet and greet with Coach Wade prior to the event. After that, you walk into the dining room and you have dinner. Just to have dinner and not to be, it's $3,500 a person. I get it; it's expensive. Very expensive, but so is competing in college athletics.
Yeah. No, it is you have to come up with creative ways to raise money to be competitive. When you are a school that doesn't have Larry Ellison, who can just cut $15 million checks, or Phil Knight that can hand you a blank one with his signature at the bottom, you've got to come up with creative ways to raise the money to be competitive. And I think from a fan perspective, of course, I would love to be able to sit down and have a dinner with Will Wade. But
Shit ain't free.
That's also never been how the world works. Like, it's never been that. Even when there was no NIL, the common fan didn't sit down and have lunch or dinner with Coach. Now, if you run into Coach in the real world, Will Wade will take a picture with you. He'll shake your hand. He'll have a conversation with you. But it's just, and so all this is, is a creative way to raise money to be competitive and to win.
And to take pressure off of LSU as an entity, Tiger Athletic Foundation as an entity. Look, these guys are doing amazing jobs trying to get LSU to stay at that elite level. And so they need help. Every school, and it's not just LSU, every school in the country needs help. Hence the fact you have the Larry Ellisons, the Phil Knights, the Mark Cubans. You have those people. Here in Louisiana, we don't. I know you're going to get the people, just tell Todd Graves to write. Todd Graves, and listen, I understand Todd Graves' point. He's tired of being It's called donor fatigue.
Of course.
Every time you turn around, there's somebody knocking on your door and going, man, we need some money
I'm
for
getting
this.
another phone call.
We're needing some money for this. Listen, I get them, not as Ty Graves does, or as asked as much, but I do get asked a lot. And so this takes a little pressure off of me. I did buy 3 tickets. There are no free seats at this for media, or there's no handouts. Literally, I've sat in these meetings helping put this together. There is no freebies because it's all about raising money for men's basketball.
And if people like that would make me upset if that were the case.
Right.
But it would also be well within your right. If I put this together, I'm obviously going to go. But you buying 3 tickets means like I'm also pot committed to this as well.
And everybody knows I'm pot committed to men's basketball. Look, I'm pot committed to LSU. I spend on every sport. And look, here's the thing. At a gala, the NIL gala, I won at an auction by default dinner with Will Wade for $25,000. Okay, my wife liked to shoot me. I can pick up the phone at any point in my time and call Will and go, hey, I want to go to dinner. And he goes, sure. And matter of fact, he even asked me, he goes, why did you do that? I said, I'm trying to help men's basketball.
Trying to win.
I'm trying to win. And look, if that goes, all the money goes to men's basketball, man, that's awesome. Hence the fact, so I paid for that, and I'm paying another $15,000 for me,
man
my
loves
wife, and my daughter to go. So, yeah, I mean, like, look, I don't eat that much. I know I look a little chunky.
Chunky Sunshine?
Yeah, look at me when you.
I look a little chunky.
No, you
but,
look good.
But it's not about the dinner. It's about I'm giving the money whether I go to this dinner or not. I'm like, you're getting something for it. You get to hear the man speak. Look, you're not every person is gonna sit at a table with Will Wade that night, but he's gonna walk around. He's gonna talk to people.
Right.
He's gonna give a little speech or whatever he chooses to do, and. It's just like you said, it's a creative way of raising money, and I don't understand I can't believe it. It's out of every. Listen, a bottle of 1942 Chateau Margaux wine costs about $8,000. That's not for everybody.
Yeah.
It's just not for. So you don't order it. Order a bottle of $120 Camus if that's what you want. I mean,
$2 Chuck.
And if that's still not your thing, go get a bottle of Boone's Farm. Nobody's judging you here. I'm not judging the people. Listen, I have people.
It's the same guy that eat pizzas off the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and this is my thing. Like, I would rather this dinner be out of my price range than winning be out of LSU's price range.
Correct.
Like, that's ultimately, like, when you paint the picture like that, I think it's an easy pill to swallow, because I would rather not be able to Noah Tingle not be able to afford a ticket at the dinner than Will Wade and LSU men's basketball not be able to afford name the player to win, right? I want the men's basketball to be in the best position, and if that means I can't be a part of this dinner, so be it.
Yeah, and like I said, it wasn't put together to eliminate people. It's just to raise as much money as you can for men's basketball. I mean, look, I can go out and have a car wash at $20 a car and put all the money to men's basketball. That's awesome. If I do $2,000, man, we got $2 extra $1,000 to men's basketball.
Right.
Great. I'm not. It's just you're going to tap the people who can afford it because they need to step up. Like, look, so many people. You guys saw it. You see it in basketball. You see it in baseball right now. We want to win. We want to win. Well, these are the things you have to do to win. And so you can be mad. Lloyd, we laughed about this. You don't vote. Well, look, to me, if you don't vote, then you don't have the right to complain.
Yep.
If you vote, then you have the right to complain. And that's what I feel like this is. If you want to complain about it, you can. If you want to give to it and help this basketball, you don't have to come to this dinner, give $100, give $50, give $20. Every dollar counts. And
my thing is the people that are asking for LSU to be good at sports, or for them to. This is the situation which you're asking the right people, because it's always like, well, get them to step up, get them to do it. Like, I don't have it, they do. Why don't you ask them? This is that.
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
I knew this is what's happening.
It's fucking LSU basketball charity.
Right.
Like,
done.
Yes.
Because not everybody with the money has the desire to just do it, right? Just that cares that much about LSU and about winning to just donate it. So what you do is you incentivize it. You find a way to persuade them, essentially.
So if somebody walked in my office and said, hey, give $5,000 to men's basketball, why?
Right.
Why? This is what I've already given. And if somebody walks in and says, hey, for $5,000, you can do a meet and greet with Coach Wade and you can sit down and have dinner. Oh, really? So it's just not a $5,000 of just tossing it to you. It's I get something out of it, whether it be a dinner, whether it be a meet and greet.
Like get an experience.
You don't walk into Dillard's and go, boy, this looks really good. I like some of these clothes. Here's $100 and turn around and walk out without taking something. With you. And so this is, you get something for your money.
That's the evolution in which LSU and NIL has reached, because at first it was, they tried to do it, quote unquote, the right way. Like, let's put Livy Dunn in New York City and put her on a billboard. It's like, well, yeah, if it's name, image, and likeness, then she has earned that right to be up there, and that's who you want to promote, the people that already have name, image, and likeness. That is not what this is anymore. And LSU was quick to, okay, we have to pivot in what we're doing in order to raise money to be able to get players, because down the pipeline, if you didn't see it going to high school players, then you were looking at it completely wrong. And not only is it going to high school players, it went the other way, where you can get professional players to come back to college, and you have to pay them too that are already making money. And so LSU has gone, look, okay, if this is the way that it's going to go, it was knock on every door, you have to donate. What do I get? It's just going to...
Look, not everybody...
No, it's like, well, it's going to... They need money. It's like, well, what am I getting? You're helping the school. Okay, that's fine. Donor fatigue step kicks in. We're like, I don't feel like I'm getting an experience out of this other than you're asking me for my money and you're not winning. So why would I continue to do this? If you can tie an experience into it in which you can look back and say, oh, I feel like I did my part because I have this, whether it's a memento or a memory tied back to it, then you feel like you got something out of it.
When Nick
you were appreciated.
When Nick Saban first got hired here, way back in the Stone Ages, I got invited to go to a dinner to hear him speak. Okay? It didn't cost me anything. Somebody gave me a ticket. I don't know what it cost them. And gave me a ticket, and I went. It was most incredible. Man, I walked out. I wanted to run through a brick wall. And that stuck with me for all of these years. And so now, back then, it wasn't legal to give money to players. I don't know if they did or not. I wasn't involved as much as I am now. But at that point, you had, that was what you're doing. So now, in this era with NIL, you have to pay players. Yeah. And the only way to pay, can't pay them with coupons. You can't pay them with gift cards to Jason's Deli or different places. Unfortunately, you can't. And so you're just offering this. Look, some people like to fly privately. Not everybody can afford it. Doesn't mean you can't fly. You still have other airlines that you could buy a plane ticket on. Look, I can't always afford to fly private. Sorry, I don't have a plane, by the way.
I have two.
So I don't have any. 0 planes. But you can take your money and you can go. Listen, there's first class. Right. There's economy. There's business class. There's all kind of classes you can spend.
Spirit Airlines.
Not anymore. There's a car.
But you got Frontier and you got JetBlue. And so there's all different kinds. And so nobody is, I think and look, we're probably pointing to the select few that complained about it, but I think it's educating people. I think people need to understand this. Again, I was completely against it, against NIL, and I had to accept it. What's more important, giving money and winning or not giving money and losing? To me, it's giving money and winning. And so I choose to give the money that I can give to LSU athletics. Basketball, football, baseball, gymnastics, all of it, softball. I give to just about every sport on campus because, major sports on campus, because I want to see LSU succeed. It's been, we've talked about this, when LSU wins in football on a Saturday night, the next week the economy in Baton Rouge gets bigger. It grows because people are happy. They want to go out to lunch. They want to, let's go talk about LSU football. They want to go to dinner. They want to go buy LSU shirts, LSU apparel. When you lose, the economy comes back down. And so it's good for everybody, whether you're a fan, whether you go to the games or not. Look, I've heard, LSU raised ticket prices. This is crazy. They haven't raised ticket prices in a long time. And it went up $100. Unfortunately, I have to vote on some of these increases for premium seating, and I vote to raise my own ticket price because I know, and look, I'm fortunate enough to be able to pay it, but I know that this is the way athletics is going. And listen, if you think it's going to stop at 100, you're naive to this whole situation until something gets put under control, and I don't know if it ever will. Look, if private equity gets involved in this, which it's starting to, those ticket prices are going to be...
It's like trying to go to the Super Bowl every week.
You can't. Super Bowl, you can't. If you own a suite in the Superdome and the Super Bowl comes to the Superdome, you don't get your suite. The NFL gets it. And what do they do with it? They sell it to corporations.
Yeah, they sold that before week 1.
Exactly. And so, hey, man, it's my suite. Too bad, so sad, you're out. And so so enjoy it while you can. You know, you might not be able to sit in a 100 level. If you can't afford it, move your tickets to the 200 level. You can't sit there, you got the 300 level. You know, I'm all for keeping ticket prices affordable, a section of tickets affordable for families. But I'm also realistic that you have to raise prices on the premium seating in order to compete.
And that's the big issue in my mind.
Business. It's business 101.
But I get when it comes to ticket prices, I get the plight of you're pricing the regular people out because you, at some point, if it continues to go up, you will be. And that's a legitimate where, okay, you have 105,000 seat stadium, but nobody can, but 50,000 people can afford to go. And so that's where like the economics of college athletics becomes a real actual conversation of, okay, if you don't, it's no longer a college experience because, okay, you start there, then you start taking away student tickets. Now it's not really a college experience at all anymore. Now it's professional, and that's where I think Wyatt is also concerned that you lose the pageantry of what it should be versus, okay, this is all just a plot to make money, like with the college football playoff.
100%.
Like that's where it becomes, okay, you think you wanted a college football home game? Yeah, we'll give you that for a year until it becomes, that's no longer LSU's event. That is a college football playoff game that is now corporately sponsored to where your seats, you don't have them. And so you have to go back to the coffer and say, I would like to
purchase my seats.
Or get into a raffle to even have the opportunity to get my seats back because that's what it's going to be. And that's what fucking sucks in my mind. Like you spend the money on season tickets and you go to every game. Like I go to every single home game that is available to go to. And then if you were to remove that whenever it becomes a college football playoff game at home, like you've gone to everything, you've committed, you've made the sacrifice, you'd be able to sit where you sit because you've already paid that. You paid for that. Like that should be your reward at the end as well. Once that gets taken away and it becomes, the NCAA or the college football playoff said this section can't be there. Like the student section won't be the student section.
Right.
And then it becomes, this is stupid. And now I don't want season tickets if I can't go watch the game that you're telling me that matters the most. I can't go.
Yeah, I'm getting boxed out.
I'm getting boxed out and priced out. You can have my tickets, and that's somebody that lives and breathes and dies for LSU.
Right.
And all right, fine. I'll watch it on fucking TV.
Right. I think the people that are going to take over, not necessarily specifically your seat, don't care as much
at all.
That's where
they want to say that they're like, oh, we get to like, I'll go.
Yeah, and that's like the biggest example to me, and I don't even want to say because sitting in the suite has been genuinely like the highlight of the last year of my. I love the suite so much. There is one thing that bothers me about the suite though, and it's that I feel like I don't watch as much baseball, and I'm not as invested into the games as I should be, as I normally am. And I'm not blaming, like, you guys have business conversations in there, and I understand you guys run a very successful company, all that, but, like, that's not what I want for college sports necessarily, because I think, like, why am I so passionate about LSU? I grew up going to the games
and
with my dad.
Pissing in the corner.
Pissing in the corner, right up at 619. Like, I was there when you lost in triple overtime to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget walking out the stadium after the TJ Yeldon screen pass in 2012. You know what I mean? And so when you have fans that don't care as much to go to the games, well, guess what? That next generation isn't going to get that experience that I got and you got and you got, and I don't know if you had it, Christian, but like growing up in Tiger, okay, yeah, there you go. And you got, like, you're not going to have a generation, you're going to have a generation of fans that didn't grow up watching LSU sports in Tiger Stadium, falling in love with it like we did. And then that next generation's not going to care. And then the next generation's not going to care. And it's going to turn into what the NFL is. And I fucking hate the NFL. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you. and I guess, now that you put it that way, I see your point. Look, it is. So for me, it's a business.
But no, that's the thing. I understand the business side. Like, it has to.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
It has to happen that way. 100%.
I entertain my customers. I don't. It's not just me, but my guys entertain customers. It's not a personal. It is personal, but here's the thing. If I don't have customers and I have tickets, and y'all can come, and I'd love to have y'all up there. And unfortunately, that's how I kind of justify the spending. Is I get, so how many baseball games, home games is it a year?
I think it's 38.
30 something.
30 something. So for 30 something games, I get to entertain people in an intimate setting.
Yeah.
In a small, and we get to watch baseball. I agree with you 100%. Sitting in a suite, sitting in club level is better than sitting in a suite if you want the experience, the football experience.
Right.
Sitting in the bowl in regular seats is even better. You get the football experience. Unfortunately for me, in a business, as a business owner, I have to entertain people.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so I do see that because I've been having a football suite for over 10 years. I've watched maybe 5 games from outside, 5 whole games from outside in 10 years watching the game.
Yeah.
Usually I'm sitting inside on the couch watching it on TV, and I let the customers enjoy it. Or I'm conducting business or talking shop or getting to know my customers. I agree with you 150%. Even when I sit outside, I feel detached. You're not in, because I did at one point, sat in the north end zone, and man, I had the best time, and it was rowdy, and there was fights, and there was people throwing up and people peeing on themselves and stuff. It was great.
Right.
Unfortunately, as you grow up and you have to start doing different things, and that's what we use baseball suites for. That's what we use football suites for. That's what I use my courtside seats for basketball, men and women's. That's what I use my gymnastics. And so it becomes an entertainment. So I kind of fall into the corporate sector of that, and fortunately for me, I'm very fortunate that I can afford that. And like I said, here's the funny part. I didn't go to LSU. I didn't graduate LSU. My wife didn't graduate LSU. She went to LSU, but she didn't graduate. She graduated from My daughter is graduating from LSU this weekend, tonight for honors, Saturday for engineering. And so it's just a passion.
Yeah.
If you live in Baton Rouge and you're not an LSU fan,
why are you here?
I don't get that. I don't. Like, you walk through the grocery store, you see LSU shirts, see people with Tiger stickers, LSU stickers. And I didn't realize this, and since Burge Osbury's become the athletic director, I've listened to him speak since he's been the athletic director. His speeches are amazing. And he has said this, I've heard it before, but I've really got to understand it, is the 3 letters across your chest, or the 3 letters of LSU, that is a huge brand. I mean, that worldwide, not just Louisiana, not just whether you like LSU or not, it's a huge brand. And I didn't really fully understand it until I listened to him speak and I've watched it, and then I started paying attention to it. I mean, you got people all over. I mean, everywhere. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to Europe. I'm going to bring a ton of LSU, and there is not a time that I've been overseas, whether it been China, Hong Kong, Italy, Paris, and I had something LSU, and somebody walked by and go Tigers.
Of course.
It's crazy. I'm like, I'm across the pond. I'm in Europe.
I only travel in LSU stuff.
Yeah, and
for that reason.
Yeah, and so it's funny, and so it is a huge brand. And look, they might be from the States, but people recognize that all over the world, and
it's so true. And
it's people, and we take it for granted living here. Right. Look, I'd say that to my employees. Look, it's a great job. You get complacent, and so people here in Louisiana become complacent with LSU and the brand. And hats off to LSU. They have marketed that brand with Liv Dunn, with Paul Skeens, with all of these athletes, with Jamar Chase, with Joe Burrow. They've done a great job, and it's a brand. Like, it's not all about the facilities. Don't get me wrong. It has something to do with it, but it's about the brand. I mean, why do kids want to come to LSU and play baseball? Because LSU's one of the best, if not the best, one of the best, top 3 college baseball schools in the country. Maybe not this year, but over the history of baseball.
Yeah.
And, man, if I have a chance to go play at LSU or Mississippi State, I'm choosing LSU. Man, I don't give a shit how much money you're giving me. I mean, if you give me money, that's great. The brand speaks for itself. And so I get people are upset. I get people are upset about ticket increases. I'm a proponent of raising ticket prices. I think gymnastics tickets are too cheap. I thought men's basketball tickets were too cheap. And you're just trying to keep up with the times. Otherwise, we have seasons like we've had this last year in football and basketball and in men's basketball, and you go, I don't want to go to that. Well, why don't you want to go to it? Because we're losing. Okay, well, in order to win, you have to do this. It's like an instruction manual. You don't skip step 3 to get to step 5. You got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's just a part of the step.
Yeah, so it is, and it'll be interesting to see how things continue, because as the world of college sports continues to change and things like this continue to happen, you've got to continue to find creative ways to try to raise money so that it doesn't all fall on ticket prices or concession prices or all these things to make money. And that's why dinners like the one at Supper Club, that's why those things are good ideas, so that there are other ways, other avenues to raise the money. And like we said, for LSU, like that's the intriguing part about LSU. Lloyd and I, when we did John Eads' podcast yesterday, like that was one of the conversations, was if there's a test case for this new era of college athletics, it is LSU, because they ultimately, like to me, are the only school trying to be good and invest in every sport. Like they have the expectation and desire to win in football, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, softball, gymnastics, track and field. Go down the list. They want to win in all of it. Schools like Mississippi State say, you know what? We concede in football. We're just going to accept that we suck and not even try to be good.
Well, I think it's also,
and we're going to try to win in baseball.
I think it's also a test case because LSU has limited funds. Like if you look at a school like Texas, they can spend whatever on any sport,
right,
and you're not even going to get any meaningful results out of that. Like it's just going to be Texas. Like they're going to have the money to spend in every sport. At LSU, you don't have unlimited funds like some of these other schools. So I think that's what kind of makes it a test case.
Yeah.
You're trying to win in everything, compete with Texas,
it's all of it.
Of the world,
yeah.
The Texas Techs of the world, the A&Ms of the world. But you don't have the money they have.
So you're going to find out, is it possible to make all this happen? LSU is the place where you're going to sit and watch it on the big screen.
And that's why, like, the Texases of the world, the Texas Techs, the Michigans, the Oregons, they don't have to come up with creative ideas like the one with the Will Wade dinner, because you don't need
Phil, can you write another check, please?
Listen, if I'm Larry Ellison and I'm here and I'm an LSU fan, I walk into men and I'm passionate as I am about men's basketball. I walk into there and I go, how much you need?
Yep.
Here it is.
I
go to football and go, hey, how much do you need?
A blank check.
Here it is. How much you need? I need $20 million. Here it is. Yeah. I mean, look, at some point, and look, you got to understand these guys like Ellison and Phil Knight and all of these people. They're not liquid. They're worth $211 billion or 200-something billion. It's not all liquid, but they do have a lot of it liquid, and so it's okay for them to write checks. However, if you're only worth $8 billion, how did you become a billionaire? Learning how to spend your money and learning how to do that. You know, somebody told me a long time ago, making your first million is easy. Once you make the first million, the rest come pretty easy as long as you stay on track. Again, we talked about it. Getting to the top is not the hard part. Staying at the top is the hard part. And unfortunately, Nick Saban brought LSU football to the top, and you got to stay there. Saber Young says, it's not our fault that our coach was a dumbass. I don't disagree with you. Lloyd, you don't disagree with that,
Not
right?
at all.
But he spent the money. He didn't spend the money wisely that he had. And so, and we talked about that yesterday on how many kids transferred, how many stayed through his tenure. Unfortunately, it's the world we live in. And we're not asking the fans to – look, you look at football, and I'm privy to some information. You look at football fans, some people hold on to these tickets and pass them down from generation to generation to generation. And, man, my father owned that ticket. My great-grandfather owned that ticket. I understand, and it was $5. And if you think LSU athletics or facilities can last on $5 ticket prices, you're bonkers, because
it's just not possible.
It's not. I mean, look at the PMAC. The PMAC is in bad shape. The only way you're going to do is put more money into it. Yes, they're going to look at a new arena, and it looks like the new arena is going to come about. How are they building the new arena? Private equity. Private equity's building that new arena, not LSU.
And on top of that, in the new arena, there will be more premium seating options to make more money.
And it's going to cost more.
Right.
Look, it might the new arena might price me out of premium seats. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford. I don't know. They've never said this is what we're thinking about. So it could be that I don't have courtside seats. And will I be mad? No, I understand it. And I get I'm different. You just have to everything nowadays in society is the negative part of it. You got to look at the positives. I'm a glasses half full type of
Chucky
person.
Sunshine.
I'm Chucky Sunshine, and so I just
looked up how much would it cost for somebody to sponsor every single ticket in Tiger Stadium for an entire year. Mid-range realistic estimate, $107 million.
That's what LSU makes off of tickets.
The whole, according to chat, so it might not, but it's probably in that ballpark. The whole year, if you were to have somebody buy every ticket, or how much LSU makes on every ticket,
is that including the tradition funds?
Oh, I didn't even.
That's
I just
just
said. I just said
ticket price.
Put in the capacity and the price of the tier level seating. How much would it be?
And
so for a measly $107 million, you could have the game by yourself.
You can an intimate night with Wayne Kiffin and all of the players, and another coach, and all their players, and maybe even a band.
Yeah,
we'll throw in a band.
Run it the same way
you
you
get
would.
the Cajun Navy in for free.
There you go.
No, I'm not bringing anybody. It would be an audience of one. The man in the arena.
One.
It would be an incredible experience.
It would be wild.
Like you only do it once.
You would hear voices,
but it would be incredible.
You would hear voices.
You would hear everything. You would hear everything. It's silent.
One, you would need security because people would be pissed that you bought that ticket.
Of course.
But think about that: $107 million to.
It's actually not that expensive.
Would you scream? Would you yell when the other team was on?
God, I wish
you suck.
Yeah, Brian.
They hear
gets
you.
to coach the team.
And then when there's a false start, you're like, it's all me.
And you get to call a timeout. Like, hey, timeout. Get him.
It'd be
He hurt
incredible.
me.
It'd be
Finally.
incredible.
Woke Tucker up.
That's pretty.
Okay.
Impressive.
Cheap non-conference games like your LA Techs of the world, $7.7 million. Big SEC games, your A&Ms of the world, $15.3 million. Your high stakes matchup, Alabama.
So
Texas.
$107 million would be for the whole season.
Yeah. No, this is one game. I did one game on this.
No,
this
I
is
know on this side, but on
million.
the 107 million,
That's a
would
whole
be the whole
season.
season.
Oh, that's so worth it.
7 games.
Oh, think about it. If you're worth $211 billion.
It's nothing.
Well, the thing is,
There you go.
what happens if you
They buy in. They're spending more than that on yachts. Mm-hmm. 400, 500 million.
I would get if I did that. I'd get every single student a ticket. I'd make the student section twice as big.
Well, that's not the point.
No. I'm saying like if I bought the whole, and I get to pick.
I like that though. I do.
I'd get every student.
You're not
to
a
go to the
student
game.
anymore.
I am until
why it would end
tomorrow
up? Why it would
or
go?
Saturday.
Like, I'd go by zip code.
No, I would
Like
go by. I would computer run an LSU Twitter search and look who's the most passionate fans.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'll put all of them.
Would you buy everybody concessions?
I would also.
You get a box lunch.
I gotta make some of my money back. I gotta make some of my money.
No. See, now you've lost the altruism.
Hey, no, I got you in the game for free. I get a pass there.
So
okay,
but
the whole
how are you going to
experience
make your money
free.
back? You get the concession.
I'm not making my money back. I'm just, just a little bit.
You just
of
want a little
relief.
bit of
No,
scratch.
it's not even worth
Just
it.
a little bit of relief. All right.
No,
Tucker, you want to go?
But
Did
I
you bring
would.
Tucker?
There would be certain
Yeah,
people
can
I
Tucker
would
go?
not let go to the game. Be like, this person can't. Go.
Like who? Name one.
There's some people on Twitter that
Name one.
No, don't do
No, I
that.
can't-
Hey, Becca
they're in
Vaughn,
my
be
head.
quiet.
They're in my
Sit
head.
down.
No away fans.
Any
Right.
any conversations with Mom last night?
Nope.
She wasn't watching yesterday.
I don't know. I wanted
Hallelujah.
to ask her, but if she would have said yes, that would have been a very awkward
They
conversation.
probably would have.
a weird car ride home from school.
Yeah.
How did the parlay do last night?
It was you two. There you go. Chucky Sunshine's on a roll.
He is on a roll.
On a roll.
I will say, Mr.
and it was yours was a walk off. About that 6-5 win.
Mr. Fun is 0 for 2 on the Royals with Seth Lugo. I'm thinking we need to stay away from Seth Lugo and the Royals
It's
next
a
time.
permaban.
Yeah, I
no
think
more
we. I think we.
if he calls
moratorium
that in 5 days, we will
Yes,
know, and we'll be like,
100%.
no, you can't do that. Just 'cause
moratorium on the Royals.
It's the same thing. It's what you should. It's your Poggi theory But this is actually true because the White Sox are actually good.
No, the White Sox are not good.
But they keep winning and covering
beating
and
the
winning.
Royals.
And he says it every time. Like he does say this every day. Like he's really hard on the Royals or whoever he's picking. But it's been twice now. He has picked the Royals as like his number one pick, and it's like
Does he
No, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
like,
you missed
Monster.
and we
twice.
don't
They've
know
been monsters.
if like that. If he's like a fan of the Royals,
Right.
you know, like
Yeah,
we don't have, we
if
haven't
he's
applied
got
the
skin in the game. If he's
Yeah.
betting with his heart.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can't bet with your heart.
Can't
It's
bet
just
with your
Poggi
heart.
playing it where it's like, oh, all the money's on this team, so I'm going to pick this team because they're only favored by. It's like,
Well, you can bet with your heart. You just can't.
I think if
You have
just
to know you're betting with your heart, and you can't get
gotta
other
accept
people
it.
involved.
Yeah,
in
you
that. Like
can't.
I bet with my heart on every single LSU football game, but I
Fair
know
enough.
that, and I'm not gonna say, "Hey, you should take LSU minus 6.5."
What is the line on the game tonight? 6.5.
Oh no, I was
no.
talking about
Well,
football,
he's
but I
just-
don't know. We're
If
probably
it was
Yeah,
six and a half,
6.5.
LSU should get 6.5.
Go to FanDuel and tell me what the
Let's
line
see,
is. on
let's
it.
oh yeah,
Baseball
Malachi
takes
Lane
a
over
while.
5.5 yards.
Yeah,
for
I don't know if
sure.
they're gonna have one.
Why not?
Highway boys on the road tonight.
Let's see.
Remember?
LSU.
You said
Or we let Mr.
What?
Fun pick
Or-
the Royals and we
Humming in
fade
the-
it.
It's
Well, I know y'all
LSU.
know that
It's
one.
LSU money line is plus 128.
taking it.
Put it
my
in the
gosh.
parlay. We
I
gotta
am.
put it in the parlay.
Please stop.
Let's
Really?
fade when
Come on.
let's let Mr. Fun pick the Royals again and let's just fade it.
I don't even know if the Royals play. They
should.
do. They play the White Sox.
No, next
LSU
time he
plus
picks it.
120. 20 to 144.
There you go. So
Oh,
you
but-
want that's your pick?
What time
Oh,
is
yeah.
the game tonight?
LSU money
6:30?
line?
Oh, do we know what is on the menu?
Tonight?
Well, for you,
I've been waiting for
Everything.
days.
well, I was gonna say hot dog, but yeah.
Hot
Th-
dog.
This is
I'm
why
gonna
he-
have a hot dog.
Of course.
I would love it if you made me one more honorary hot dog, just to.
Who says
pay
this thing's
homage.
over?
What game is this?
Who
It
says
should be
this-
game 54.
Wyatt, who says this
No,
thing
it can't
is
be
over?
54. It's like 37.
I think it's.
Oh,
I
it's
think
home games. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Oh,
It's third to last, whatever it is.
that helps.
Thursday.
That should help.
35. It's game 35.
35.
I was gonna say it's
Tomorrow
on
will
the,
be
the tickets are in my
36.
bag.
Vegetable
already.
tray.
37 total.
Vegetable tray.
No.
There you go. What?
Spicy cold shrimp dip.
Okay.
Hamburgers.
Uh-huh.
Hot dogs.
Yep.
Chicken tenders.
Yep. Bang.
Okay, this is actually plausible.
Go to me.
You could do Alex Box for 800,000 for one game and 13.1 million for an entire season.
You coach the team.
Coach the yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you sit? Where I want a Tiger Stadium and the box. Where would you sit? If you had the only seat,
I would probably sit mid-level 50-yard line LSU side.
I think that's probably where I would sit too. No, I'd sit in my old seats up in the
I would-
corner,
So you
619.
can, but here's the thing. Nobody's there. You can piss wherever you want.
No, I know. Oh, I'm gonna piss wherever I
Oh,
want.
well, you could take it. I mean,
regardless.
you could have a possession here, a possession there.
That's
And-
true.
And in the fourth
You
quarter,
could just walk. You could just walk it
around
like the
the
coaches.
stadium.
Yeah, you could just walk it.
I would be within shouting distance of the LSU sideline.
I like that. I like that.
Would you bring like a
Fifth of whiskey?
no?
Yes.
Would you bring like a megaphone?
No, you can't have artificial noisemakers. They won't.
Yeah,
let you
but-
in.
yeah.
It's not artificial. I'm yelling.
Yeah, I would.
It's my voice.
A
It's not-
megaphone is an artificial noisemaker.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You're just yelling your voice through it. You're not.
Yeah, that's if that were the case, I think everybody would bring one.
Yeah,
Why
they're not
wouldn't
going to
they?
let you.
I don't
in
think
the
they would
gate.
let you in.
I'm gonna
with
try
one.
it this year. I
Yeah,
got a
you-
megaphone.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and bring it in.
Love that.
See what they say.
Okay, I like it. That's the thing. People are mad about Mississippi State. That's the rule: is you're not allowed to bring in artificial noisemakers. But for some reason, they let them bring in the fucking cowbells.
Well,
Yeah.
because they just said we're going to do it. You
oh
can't
no,
say
yeah,
that-
it's tradition.
No, it's just, but
No.
really, it's just what that's
So
how
my
you.
assistant.
That's how you form a coup.
Right.
It's like, okay, if none of us listen, they can't kick us all out.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, they're so bad that no one cares.
Right.
It's the special ed kid in your third grade math class, and you're taking a math test,
Yep.
and the teacher's like, you can't have your calculator, and fucking Ronnie is sitting in the corner with his calculator. It doesn't matter. He's going to fail the test anyway. Like, you might as well let him use it.
Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Sounds like a personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, like, touched a nerve here, huh? It goes back to third grade. There was this kid in the corner who was failing.
Well, I just think
Loser.
it's a good analogy, because it's like, if Mississippi State was good, like, if that affected, like,
The outcome of
the
what
actual
actually
outcome
happened.
of the national championship, they would get it banned so
But here's the
quickly.
thing: there's nothing worse than watching a Mississippi State LSU or Mississippi State game on TV, and all you hear is cowbells.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
My
I mean,
assistant down says been with me for 20 years, graduated from Mississippi State. One day she said, I'm bringing my cowbell. And I go, okay. She goes, you don't mind? I go, no, but do you mind if I run over it?
Yeah.
And flatten? You can't do that. And I go, then don't bring it.
Have you the noise that it makes? As
The
there's
most
it,
annoying.
It's awful. Like there's no way you can actually, if you're Mississippi State and you go to a college football, there's no way you enjoy that experience. And it's just the hive mind that is. It sums up the intelligence really of Starkville, Mississippi.
That's the only thing that could have made that trip absolutely fucking unbearable is if they did it at baseball games.
Yeah.
The fact that they
Why
didn't
don't they do it? Why don't
I
they
have
do it?
no idea.
Some had it.
No, I know that
some people
but
did.
it wasn't like football where
wasn't
everyone
football,
had,
yeah.
like thank
So
God.
like
Lord
if you're
above.
wait, and then listen to this. Someone's got to buy the cowbell for you. You can't go buy it on your own. It has to be gifted to you.
What?
Yeah.
So can you?
He knows a lot about Mississippi State.
Yeah, how do you know
His
that?
My
ex-girlfriend goes
ex-girlfriend
to
went
school
there.
there.
Her
Yeah.
dad gave her.
He didn't buy you one?
No, I was going to LSU.
Let me
Did
ask
you
this.
ever? Did you ever ring her cowbell?
Let me ask you.
No, she didn't have it.
Somebody
because she had
already
to go
rung
to
it?
school.
Somebody make her speak.
Yeah.
Over your head. Over your head.
Most things do.
Yeah, listen, I know you're not tall, but gosh, you got to have some common sense here, bud.
Well,
so
I
let me
really
ask you
missed
this.
on what he said.
As a
but-
Mississippi State fan, you go into a football game and like you and your family getting ready and like, okay, let's go. Let's get in the car. We're going to be late. Wait. I got to get my cowbell. Get out of here.
I think
I would leave somebody.
I guarantee you that has been a topic of conversation.
Yeah.
And-
You get halfway to the stadium and go, turn around, I forgot my cowbell.
yeah, and I believe that they would.
Yeah.
It's like, almost
That's why
like
I don't
forgetting your
that
ticket.
place.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like that place.
I'm all good on that place.
I'm ambivalent. Like it's just they don't matter.
No, I know they don't
You know
matter,
what I
but it's
mean?
just
I can't
aggravating.
hate them
Although they
because
did
they
beat
don't
us,
matter.
they did
It's
beat us in
annoying.
baseball.
Swept
Yeah,
us.
but everybody beat us in baseball. It's not worried
Not
about
Tennessee.
Hey,
Not
big
Tennessee.
weekend for you, bud. You getting
Yeah.
excited? You get nervous?
that. No, I am.
Life's
excited.
getting ready to
I'm
slap you. Yesterday, I heard you found a
Life's
place to
been
live.
slapping me.
Did you talk to Rebecca Vaughn about?
Yeah,
living?
we'll see. We'll see. I might move in.
You fucking better.
Yesterday it was I'm all excited.
Well, yeah, I am excited about it. It's a
Why?
good
Did you tell
opportunity,
everybody
but
that you live on what kind of mattress you have?
what kind of mattress do I have?
The old mattress.
Wait,
that
what's
your
wrong
brother
with his old
uses.
mattress?
Oh, yeah.
You didn't
I'll
hear
tell
that?
the story.
Yeah,
So-
but like, what's wrong with it?
Oh, don't
There's
say
nothing
it?
wrong with it.
Okay.
there's nothing
Because
wrong with
I'm
this
not
mattress.
embarrassed by it. But all right.
Now we know you're not embarrassed by it.
Hey,
Well, I was not. I'm not wrong in the situation. Like I didn't do anything wrong.
We'll
Like
see if he ends up moving in with Chris.
Hey, so,
when do you-
will
when
you
do
be
you
able to
decide?
pay rent?
Will you be able to pay rent?
yes.
That's a big
What's
part of
y'all's?
it.
Wait, what's the plan to pay rent?
What difference does that make? As
talking
long as he hands
about?
you $800
Well, I'm just curious. Well, why it's unemployed like myself? So I was just like, I can't.
I'm
pay
not
rent.
unemployed.
But that's
also.
the funny thing is Christian's like, when are you going to pay rent like you're paying? Like he owns the
He's
house.
your
Yeah,
landlord.
Like
Why do you
your
know?
parents bought
like
it
the
and
super.
you live for free.
It's like
Yeah.
the super.
Yeah.
I need your money. Hey, one more day or you're out.
Yeah.
I mean, like seriously.
I'm unemployed too. How are you going to pay rent?
So when are you
Yeah.
going
How
to
do
make the
you pay
decision
rent?
if you're going to live with
Probably
Christian?
within the next like week.
48
or so.
hours.
Week or so.
Yeah.
I mean, look, this dude needs to know.
I'm
this
gonna- it'll
it's
be-
like
yeah, it'll
springtime.
be
This is
soon.
when you find your roommates for the next semester.
I know it'll be soon. I just need to figure.
You got to
it out.
get mom's permission.
No, I don't need mom's permission. I just need to make the decision, and I need to.
So
He
you
needs to
can't-
do
He has to have
do it
a financial
Convers-
plan.
Conversations with who?
just myself.
Oh, the man in the mirror.
Man in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah.
You just gotta, you gotta
Eventual
map out your
estimate.
financial plan.
Or anybody from Loyola
Oh,
who's
move
asking
in.
for a friend.
Oh no! Stop that!
Oh,
Stop
gosh.
that! Stop that! Stop that! Stop that! Stop. Good.
Who's winning this, Lloyd?
I believe. Oh, right now.
No, in general.
Stefan Jaga. I think that
Who's your pick?
Oh, Steven Yeager.
I did like.
Yeager's,
I
the
do like.
restaurant. Did you ever go to Yeager's? The
Have you had a
restaurant?
Jaeger? But I do like
Great
Cam
restaurant.
Smith.
Great restaurant.
Smith, your twin?
Mm-hmm.
It's not still there.
He
is
can
it?
roll the
I don't
rock.
think so.
And
think
the
so.
That, they
same
used to have the cheap
Oh,
crawfish
I'd
back in
love
the day.
to
It was
see him
like
win.
Oh, Tommy, it would be.
I gotta be
they
honest
had
with
like
you.
99 cents a pound on. I think
I
it was
might
Fridays.
eat
and Lent.
crawfish tomorrow.
There you go.
Like for lunch.
Love that.
I ate some crawfish the other night from a place called Hot Tails in Prairieville. Amazing
good.
crawfish.
Really?
Amazing. They were huge. They were good, very well seasoned.
I don't know if I ever talked to you about this, but we had a conversation a while ago about how like I like to suck the head of the crawfish,
Right?
but
right.
you go.
in. Right. I go in.
I tried it.
It's amazing, huh?
It was pretty good.
Changed your life.
Now you went like like that.
Stop pointing your finger like that because it's starting to creep me.
How do you
Well,
go
no,
in?
you did it like that. Christian, we'll talk about that off air.
I do.
Oh,
I do two fingers.
oh, okay.
No. Well,
What's his
It
name?
sounded like you go like that, and I'll go. I like hook it, but you go like. So I need to try. I need to try it your
Just
way.
Wait, hold on.
depends.
Can I get what is this?
Yeah,
With the
he
crawfish,
asked
with
me
the
how-
crawfish, with the
He
crawfish.
asked
No,
me how
like,
I eat
I-
crawfish,
so-
and I said
Yeah.
I don't suck the heads. I stick my finger in the head and I pull the fat out of it.
Yeah.
So, because if you,
It is interesting because I've never.
here's the
I don't
deal.
know anybody who does
If
that.
you can suck the fat out of a crawfish head,
I'll
you
suck-
can
I'm
have-
not
I'm
even
not
throw
even
him
gonna
off
tell-
a
I'm not-
Taylor hitch.
there's no
Trailer
two ways about that.
Yep.
Golf ball
I eat a
hose.
steak with a straw.
Correct.
Peanut butter through a fucking cube.
Dog's ass.
Cute.
Yeah, nice.
All right, you landed that plane.
Okay, yeah. Let's get off. So anyway,
And
so
why-
it just depends. Like depends on if like I want to grab it like that or I want to grab it like that. It just
Interesting.
depends.
Yeah, I've been into
If it's a
crawfish.
male
I
or
had
female
crawfish, like-
crawfish,
strategy
find the prostate.
with the fat.
I sucked the head.
Well, I already know you suck heads, but what? How do you pull the fat out? Like, what's your
Stick
Suck
his
the
tongue
head.
in
I don't.
there.
I don't put my finger.
You
in
said
it.
you
Like, I
tried
just
it,
suck the
though.
head. Oh yeah, I did try
He
it.
was going the
I was like
forehand,
hooking.
so he
I was going
forehand.
like this. I was
It was a forehand,
forehanding.
not a
He's
backhand.
he's backhanding it.
You know?
Or you could
Yeah,
just
yeah,
twist
yeah.
it.
Or
What if
back
you
fingering it.
twist the
I'm on the
crawfish?
forefinger.
What if you twist the crawfish around your finger?
You could helicopter it. Yeah, you could do that.
You know what the funny thing is? I don't do it. I just peel the I just eat the crawfish. Like that's all I do.
You don't suck the head? Oh my god, that's the best part.
Just eat the crawfish.
To be
Like
honest-
the best part is the little fat and like the juices
To
in
be
the
honest,
head.
I'm kind of with you.
What
I
if they
just like
had
the tail.
some
I just
sort
eat
of
the crawfish.
device?
I like eating the
What?
claws. Claws are.
Oh, that's a waste of your time.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they
no,
good.
no,
It's
no.
more of a
You
chal-
get some good claw meat in there.
No,
So-
no, no. It's
worth
not
it.
about the meat in the claw. It's about the challenge of trying to pull the perfect amount, like trying to really
Christian,
line it
I'll
up.
be real. I really mostly do the claws just so people can like look at me and be like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a challenge. It's
But
like
when you
it's not a
sit
challenge,
down,
it's
they
like-
know you. When they see you walk into the
Yeah, they
table,
know I mean business.
That's right.
100%. I respect that.
Yeah.
I had more crawfish this crawfish season probably than I have in the last like
Me
5
too.
years.
I agree.
I had like
I've been
I cried
craving
crawfish probably
crawfish.
5 or 6 times.
I've been craving.
Really,
me too.
really-
Usually I eat it once or twice a year.
Yeah.
But I've been craving crawfish a lot.
well, right now because
Yeah.
we haven't eaten yet, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm starving.
No, I'll give a shout out
Hungry.
to my younger brother Max.
He makes some
He
good
boils
crawfish.
Crawfish.
Hell yeah.
He decided, and so it was his, I guess, 17th birthday. One of my buddies came over, boiled crawfish for his birthday, and he just was enamored by the process of boiling the crawfish.
You think he's on the spectrum?
Max?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Wow.
I think both of my siblings maybe a little bit.
In totally different ways.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a touch of it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Have I met your brother, man?
He nicked
He'll be
me.
in the suite tonight.
Oh,
Maybe
maybe I'll
But
see.
he ended up. My aunt bought him one of the bigger, like a normal crawfish pot. Then ended up getting one of the bigger industrial ones, and he loves to boil crawfish, and he crushes it.
I like to boil
delicious.
crawfish, but I don't like the cleanup.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
for me, it's just
That's why I'm glad he's fallen in
Yes.
love with it, and it's just like
yeah.
Yeah.
Clean it up,
Are
bud.
you guys
out.
finicky about like the poop line or the poop string
I don't give.
Oh, like the vein?
on the yeah?
yeah, no.
Okay, I respect.
I'm just
that.
eating the crawfish.
I respect that.
I mean, if
That's
it's
like,
if it's like a weird color, like all right, too much. There.
I'd see.
See,
like,
I
I don't
genuinely
see it.
think
looking.
I don't see it.
the little like orange stuff when you first pull it out.
The
That's
fat?
the fat.
That is the best part.
That's the
good.
fat.
I know.
delicious, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So here's the thing: I don't even see the tail. Like I literally peel the head away from the tail.
Yep.
And I don't. And I just pop
Pop
it
it
in
in.
my mouth and just pinch and pull. And I don't.
Interesting.
Because like I
don't even
used
see it.
to, I
You
used
sound like
to,
a pro.
I used to, peel the crawfish, take the head off, and it's just the tail, and then I would peel back the rungs.
That's what I did.
Take it out, but then I started
Peeling it and
you
just pop
pinch, you twist, and when you pinch, you can just
Yep.
pop, and it pops right out. And I can eat like the amount of time it takes me to eat 3 pounds of crawfish.
Quick.
It's like a machine because I'm also just eating the crawfish, so I'm just
Right.
I roll.
Oh yeah, you're not so. Yeah.
So I tell you what, I think we need a challenge tomorrow.
We'll go eat crawfish.
Enjoy crawfish.
We'll bring crawfish in,
Oh, love that.
That would be excellent.
Even
and we
better.
have like a little crawfish eating contest. We weigh
Hell
like
yeah.
2 or 3 pounds, and we see who can eat the crawfish the fastest. Now here's the
Absolutely.
thing:
I'm gonna lose.
I'm gonna eat the head because it is like a crime to me to see people eat crawfish and not eat the head.
I
I'll go
agree.
back, Lloyd. I'll go back and eat other people's heads, like pull the fat out of the heads. That's how.
There you go.
How do you know if you?
Because the head is separated.
No, I know, but how do you know if it's been
tampered with.
Yes, been
Because
used.
If the hymen's broke.
when you go in to get the fat out of the head of the crawfish, it'll usually
it
expand the crawfish.
Oh, okay.
And you can tell if it's
because I don't do it either.
Yeah.
Well,
You can tell
sucking
if
the
it's
head,
been- if it's
the
been
side
popped or not.
cracks. Because
Yeah.
I
Well, 'cause
like
you pinch it. You
Yeah,
pinch
I
it.
pinch it. And
Yeah,
yeah.
you grasp firmly and
if you're
suck.
if you're
Pinch
if
and
you're
suck.
going in to get the crawfish, the
It's
fat,
Loyola, girl.
it'll expand the crawfish. So you can tell if the crawfish head's been popped or not.
Yeah, 100%. I'm excited. I love some
let's
crawfish.
try it.
We know you're
my
excited to pinch
dad
and suck.
like
what's
mogs
the
me.
amount you order? Like if you're ordering your own crawfish, what do you do?
4.
Really?
Yeah. If that's well,
I'm 5.
it's hard. I was gonna say if crawfish.
What you got?
10.
There you go.
Respect.
Come on.
If crawfish is like my only thing that I'm gonna eat for like let's say dinner,
yeah.
I'll go 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'll
but
go up to
normally we'll get like an appetizer.
Of course.
And like the place we go, we'll get an appetizer. And
I don't
I'll get
like
a cup
eating
of soup,
crawfish in a
and then I'll do
restaurant.
4 pounds of crawfish, and that's.
I don't like eating crawfish in a restaurant. 'Cause
I don't
they
really
always have
either.
Juice dripping down
I
my
agree with
arm
that.
and shit. And then,
I agree with
like
that.
you got to go to the bathroom. You got to wipe your hands off. Then you go to the bathroom. You don't want to touch the thing.
right.
And if they don't have a push,
You don't want to hold your fucking cock to piss. You're like, oh, I don't
no,
know what to
where
do.
did this
Here he
come
goes.
from?
We do have a $5 super chat from Mo_9. 5 claps. Ready. Last name Boudreaux from Thibodeau, but God bless me with a crawfish, shrimp, and crab allergy. Oh. Boudreaux and Thibodeau. Shout out.
I'll tell you this.
Oh,
my wife
from
is.
Thibodeau.
Hey,
my wife
Shout out
is a
Thibodeau. I
little-
lived
Shout
there
out
for a year.
How long do you think
Nichols.
it took him to realize he had an allergy? He was just like, God, this happens every time. I keep
Well, it
eating
depends
crawfish.
on the level of the allergy.
Right,
but-
but some people just power
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
Right.
It's like my lactose
I'm Boudreaux
intolerance.
from Thibodeau. Like
Boudreaux and Thibodeau.
this is my birthright. I have to.
Of course. Like you're telling me Boudreaux from Thibodeau's not eating crawfish?
right.
That is
Yeah, I
tough.
get a little sick.
That's a tough.
yeah, I go to the hospital.
If you told me there was a crawfish competition going in this room tomorrow, and you told me there was a guy named Boudreaux from Thibodeau, my bet would be on him to win.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Like 100%.
It's literally, and that is tough. I'm sorry,
What if I mean,
Mr. Boudreaux.
he might just go.
Boudreaux.
Do you go EpiPen before? And just go. Good look. What are you doing?
Pre-fire.
Yeah, 12 pounds crawfish coming my way.
He use them like fucking stims. Every pound you go.
Oh yeah. It's a med kit.
Yeah, you got Charles next to you. Stim me, Mick. Fucking hit me.
EpiPen.
Epi.
Well, if you take one and you don't need it, it is quite a thrill ride.
Oh my god.
All right, here's my pick for today.
What we got?
Like the Pirates money line.
Pirates money line.
over the Colorado Rockies.
There you
Is
go.
Skeens
I've got
pitching today?
mine.
No.
I've got Reds money line.
There you go.
Love that. Love a little red.
There you go. All right, fellas, it's been real.
It has been.
Always is.
I hope I shed some light on some NIL shit.
You did.
You did.
You did. It was very good. There you go.
At the end of the day,
I'll probably get bashed on social media, which I don't care.
no.
I really don't care.
Kept it real.
Buy a ticket if you can.
And if you can't, I'll see you around men's basketball.
I'll see you in the
There
funny
you go.
papers.
Here's the thing. I'm worried about men's basketball season this year. So, like, being on this show, people now know me. They see me. Mm-hmm. Is people going to come up to me in a PMAC and go, hey, Chuck
Oh,
and so-and-so."
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man.
I'll go
Superstar.
Braves money line.
They're gonna
Braves
they're
money
gonna
line.
come up and say thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Somebody,
you.
some people might
Thank
throw
you.
hot dogs and popcorn at me.
That's true, but it's part
No, just popcorn. They can throw the hot dogs at me.
of Yeah.
What?
We need your pick. We need one more.
I was
The
gonna look.
SRMC, MF, TNC.
What
Why?
is
What was your
is-
pick?
What is Mr. Fun's pick tonight?
He hasn't.
What?
What was your pick?
No
Braves
word
money
from
line.
Mr. Ramazan. Big
Ramo.
He took a beating yesterday
He did.
in 2 ways.
Did you see me beat him yesterday?
And
Yeah,
he
with
lost his big
dilated
play.
eyes.
With dilated
Yes.
eyes. That
Some
was
were
the
saying
crazy
that's
part.
a PED.
Is there no NBA tonight?
Dilated
No.
eyes?
Uh-huh.
No, I couldn't see.
I did go to baseball practice one time
I don't
with
fucking
my
know
eyes
then.
dilated, and I didn't tell
Who
anybody.
plays in the Premier League?
And they thought I showed up drunk because I couldn't see a thing. And he's like, "Why?" I was like, "Get the fuck out of here! What are you doing? Like, why would you come to baseball practice? Like, clearly you're inebriated." I was like, "I just got my eyes dilated." And he's like, "Why are you?" Then also, why are you here? And I was like, "I thought I'd give it a go just to see what it was like." Can't see a thing.
Was it hard?
Oh yeah, I couldn't see it. You can't see. At 2:30 in the afternoon.
There's no Premier League today. Just bet baseball like a normal person.
Montreal Canadiens money line.
The Canadians money line, NHL.
No,
There we
but
go.
Oh,
Trying to find. Let me go get his pick.
Yep.
Oh, Canada.
Really? Stop. You're not American,
From
goddammit.
sea
That's right.
to
Fucking right.
shining
Yeah, it is.
sea,
Sunshine.
tundra.
Oh, say, can you? Okay.
Got his office, I'll come back. Come on, you want to come see?
Yeah, go see.
Tuck him, mate.
Hey, did you pee on Wyatt?
Nice.
He's potty trained.
Marking his territory.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Little does he know. I'm
All
into
right,
that.
we've got. We'll stick with this parlay for today. A 5-leg SRMC MFTNC parlay. LSU Tigers money line, Cincinnati Reds money line, Pittsburgh Pirates money line, Atlanta Braves money line, Montreal Canadiens money line. That would be $10 to win $174.82. There you go.
Hell yeah.
That is the SRMC MFTNC
TNC.
parlay of the day. Let's go 13 for 13.
Yeah.
Go. There you go. Cuh.
It's Tingle and Co.
From 8 to 10
Shay Dixon in the whip with
with
them
some RPMs.
Bar. Shout out Cordell. I hope Cordell's doing all right.
Yeah, me too. He says he's got to stay in the hospital one more night. But I hope
That's a tough son of a bitch right there.
it is.
He's gonna pull through.
He is. I believe. I believe.
I believe that Cordell will win.
I believe Cordell will win. Praying for you, Cordell. Appreciate you. Cordell is hashtag just different.
Judo, Taekwondo.
Oh, I see
Boxing,
you know your
wrestling.
judo well. Show hands off my penis, sir.
What was that?
What else do you have? Wrestling?
Boxing, wrestling. Chest pass, overhead pass, bounce pass.
Mayo pass. Bounce on it, daddy. Bounce.
Golf is a golf pass, I think.
No, chest pass, overhead pass.
What's Baz?
I don't even see Cam Smith on freaking FanDuel.
A baseball pass. No. A ladies pass.
Chest pass, bounce pass.
Where's the
overhead
hall pass?
Chest press, overhead press, association press. What's the AP?
Give me a second.
Baz and Alonzo are baseball players. Oh, Baz, Alonzo, Mayo, Beavers. I think those are Mets, I think. Okay, Orioles.
Professional.
Get purple.
Professional Association Golf Ladies.
A baseball pass?
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
There we go. The LPGA.
Yeah.
What's a baseball pass?
Oh, where you're throwing the basketball. You throw the basketball like a baseball.
Oh.
Like just
I
one
think
hand.
of that like a football
Football
pass.
pass.
That we usually call it a football pass.
Okay. So the quiz is wrong, not us.
But I mean, it's really just one hand. You're just throwing it.
Shining sea.
The Kevin Love.
Yes.
Mhm.
Ball knowledge.
Touchdown pass. That's really what you call it.
Oh.
Oh.
Tucker, you came bearing
What are
gifts.
these?
Not for you, Tucker.
Oh.
Back up. Hey,
Chicken salad?
Yeah.
don't
Just
Tucker.
one.
Not for you.
I know, he watched me make them.
Not for
that
you,
chicken
buddy.
salad?
I know.
Just shut up and eat it.
Tucker, back up. Thank you, sir.
Good look, Daddy has some for you.
Come here, bub.
Thank
Hey,
you, sir. I'll
Tucker
take a
James, right here. Come here, over here.
What a
Thank you,
gift.
sir.
What do you think?
Sit down. Sit down.
What's up?
Oh,
Yeah, I
Charlize
gotta.
Theron.
I'm gonna clean it up.
So that's Calvin's chicken salad
Robert
on a
Pattinson.
Hawaiian roll.
It's very good.
Sweet.
Hawaiian
The
rolls.
best.
Sweet.
The best.
Very, very good. Thank you.
He was very good while he watched me make the sandwich.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Hey, what happened to the cinnamon rolls? I was very excited about those. Okay.
Look, you got chicken salad today. And you
No, I was just curious.
we got them. We still got
No,
them.
no
We
pressure.
did- we
No
did.
pressure at all.
Hope you enjoyed.
I agree.
Thank you.
Here, you lick my fingers.
There's Fisher, Derek Fisher.
No.
Oh, that was an inbounds pass.
Yeah, it was.
Robert
Who
Ory.
is it?
Is it Robert Ory?
That was all of our fault.
It was.
We got
we all-
we all the wrong play.
Yeah, we all were just excited.
The chicken salad.
Chicken salad.
Hey, buddy.
Was it? Oh, who was it?
What's this? Give it to Tucker. Here, lick my fingers, you filthy animal.
Sit. Sweet. Be sweet.
Sweet.
Sweet. Let me throw some chicken salad. I don't want to get it on your robe.
And he beat you to it.
Is it on my face?
Oh, you got some on your face. I hope you clean that off.
That was perfect.
Come clean it off. Come clean it off.
Tucker. Pat your face. Pat your face. Come on, sing.
Oh God.
That was perfect.
He fucked me up, dude. I thought you were gonna lob it, not a fucking
He had to
baseball
get it, He had
pass.
to get it past Tucker.
Animal.
It makes me feel better about Derek Fisher. I don't know, Bobby Fisher.
AL Central.
Are the Braves in the AL?
I want to say that it's the Angels. No. That's the NL.
Twins.
Wait.
I know he was. I don't know if this is another trick question.
It
He
could be
Royals?
could win
Twins.
forever.
What are the Angels
Twins?
in?
Yeah.
AL
Are
Central.
the Twins in the AL Central?
Yeah, I think they are.
I feel like
Because that's the Twins, Tigers, Royals.
Hey, did he end his career with the Tigers?
He might have.
It could.
He feels like-
I see him in a Twins jersey.
He feels like he played for a lot of teams.
He played
He
for the
did.
Twins forever.
Yeah, I see him in a Twins jersey, but that might
What about the
See,
White
I
Sox?
see him in an Angels
He
jersey.
went to the Phillies money line.
Phillies money line.
I will
Add it
fade
to
it.
the ledger. Hey, Tuck.
Phillies money line for Mr. Fun.
I also think it could be if the White Sox and the ALs.
Look, that's what he like. Come on, let's go to the kitchen.
He's just like me for
You
real.
figure out where the food's at?
Oh yeah, I know where it is.
Look how excited he is.
Ah man, come.
I don't know. Oh, this could be.
It might be the White Sox.
Chat saying.
No, I don't think he played for the White Sox.
Twins. Pete Up said Twins.
Twins.
I know.
All
I
right.
think I'll do it, but I think it's the White Sox.
It could be the Tigers.
Tigers.
Okay.
What was it?
Big boy.
The Tigers, because I think Mikey just missed.
Oh. We just talked about this. It could be Stamford. I don't think it's Stamford though.
That's just from The Office.
I know.
It's gonna be. Who knows any other cities other than
Stores.
I know Stamford and Stores.
I don't know any of them.
Hartford is the capital.
I know Hartford's the capital. What is big in Connecticut?
That's what I'm saying. The Huskies.
Providence is Rhode Island.
Mhm.
Yukon.
Book it. Oh, what about
Dan
no,
Hurley.
it's not going to be where ESPN is.
Oh, Bristol? I actually think it is Bristol.
I heard it's a sleepy little town.
Yeah, I heard
Really?
it's just the outside of a
Well,
bigger
you are
city.
Barstool. You should know.
It's the
That
opposite.
was New York. That was Manhattan.
I know, but still.
I don't know. I don't know this. I don't know Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Jason, somebody in the chat said they sent you a star. Chris Christie hater said he sent you a 5-star lock of the year.
Hunter Hall said that.
Hunter
Yeah.
Hall.
I don't think Stores is the actual city.
5-star.
Bridgeport says Hunter Hall.
Cavs +4.
Wow. Never would have got
And they
that.
won. Yeah.
Won.
Oh, here you go, boys.
I lost my ass on freaking
Crumble.
on Detroit.
Is that Crumble?
No
What's
up.
up?
You missed it. What up?
What's up, homies?
Crumble was the question.
I lost my ass on Detroit and the Royals last night.
All American.
Oh, I know this. I just saw this.
Because they took years between the seasons.
I just saw
I
this.
saw the guy who was on Jimmy Fallon.
It is what do you call? That's Sex in the City.
No. No.
If it's 3 seasons, having heritage.
Sex in the elevator.
Not this elevator. Never.
Started this stage. Been getting some good ones, huh, bud?
Yeah, I got 2 double quarter pounders the last 2 days for
You know what we
Jonathan.
doing tomorrow
Yeah.
for lunch?
What we
I
doing
can't go to lunch today. I gotta go to my house. Tomorrow for lunch.
Could be a buffet day.
Actually, there could be a buffet.
I've got a haircut.
Double quarter pounder for lunch.
One.
Oh, we'll be done. It's buffet takes 15 minutes.
Well, that is true.
Tomorrow we buying boiled crawfish, and we're gonna have a crawfish eating contest.
I don't eat crawfish.
We
I don't
can
eat
go to
crawfish.
Tony's.
I don't eat crawfish. And it's like I have to be at home, like in the moment. Like I can't eat it at work.
Okay,
Get my hands on
so
it.
we're going to Tony's.
I'll get me a box.
You can get something.
Yeah, I'll
from
get something.
Tony's.
Wait, there's something else I have to do tomorrow.
Oh,
Hold on,
I don't.
have a
What
lunch
is
tomorrow.
this? This isn't a Rocky. Robert De Niro's
Hey,
not in any.
Was Robert De Niro in Rocky
Logan?
Balboa?
What do you mean you got lunch tomorrow?
Who's in fifth right now?
I saw that he's putting well.
I put 50 cents on him.
Wait,
It's 50 cents to win like $10.
this movie came up on my Twitter the other day. I've never seen it.
Come on, buddy.
Dude, I'm betting like you guys now.
This
I'm
movie
betting
came
like
up on my
last 50
Twitter.
bucks on
Oh,
my
shit,
account. I
man.
gotta get some more.
There's so many people in here, bro.
Positive.
I know. I'm
What's
trying
that,
to-
Lloyd? What
trying
you
to
doing?
wait and
What?
See, I gotta.
Hey, who you got lunch with tomorrow?
I don't. I thought I did. What's tomorrow? 15th? No, we have. It's Peace Officers Memorial Day. I was gonna go spend. Some
Grudge match.
That's what it is.
No, I have baseball tomorrow night. Payday tomorrow. Nothing. Actually, I don't have anything. We have the thing at 9:30.
Oh, Big Sean.
Yeah, they said the F word.
fuck with
Whoa, did Rom just hit that?
You little stupid.
What are y'all looking at? This and that?
No,
I'm watching
The golf.
Big
Also
Rom.
Burns.
What's the answer to the
Also
Lakers
Burns,
question?
Was it Robert Ory?
Logan.
We're about to double dip.
Oh.
What was that?
You've earned one question. You answered one question correctly. Go to movies.
Hey, boy.
We did move.
We got that one right
We did it
already.
already. They only get the
We
one.
need to do more trivia.
Derek Fisher.
That's what we said. Yeah, but that was an inbounds.
He will. You know what he like? He likes to howl. This was.
Talk to us.
You know, BJ would. Shall we get BJ? Is BJ here?
No, he's out seeing people. Good job.
Oh man, y'all fucking with me heavy, bro. Stop that shit.
Why are you talking like a black person?
Whoa. There's no race involved with my. That's my dog voice. Whoa. Oh, bro, man.
Does that make him nervous?
Yeah, he gets anxious.